scissors have been missed.
She fell flat on my face. It was pure embarrassing.
Physics have been broken.
What the fuck, Emily?
Laws of time and space shattered in an instant. Yes, this is entertainment, but the glitches are real. Whoever you are, whatever you do, please don't leave this at home.
Hello everybody, we're back for a wee bit more literal pro wrestling insiders, I think is the name we've finally settled on, and we've got a very good guest here with us today, former wrestler under the name Shaun Walker, also now produces videos, promo videos to be specific, for professional wrestlers including Emily Hayden, Alexander Darwin McCallan and NXT UK's Gallus. Also does his own videos sometimes for BBC's The Social. Please welcome Scott Tumilty.
Hello, how are you? How are you today?
I'm okay, yeah.
Although I would say I've not done social videos for like a year. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since they gave me money.
But you did a lot of them and I always enjoyed them.
I'm glad. Yeah, I did that. It was a couple of years I did those for, I think.
Yeah, mostly about video games, which
Yeah.
you know, is something I know that you're big into.
Definitely. Since I was a small, tiny, young thing.
Okay, so we're starting a little bit different today.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those of you that were on the last stream, may remember at the end we got challenged to a co-promotional show with AAA. Which, in the form that they take, is 5 matches. We pick our opponents, well, we pick our representatives. We don't find out who their representatives are until the show begins.
Oh, okay. So we just pick a team of 5 and then it just kind of goes,
like
ha!
5 singles matches.
Okay.
And we're going to pick 5 wrestlers to take them on.
And it is specifically from like the home roster, not like we can't like buy people in.
I mean, technically we could, but we've got a pretty solid roster, so.
Okay.
And yeah, so we're going to do this first, but we're going to do them all Benny Hill speed to get them out of the way, so we can get to Scott's show.
Excellent. A show which I have put very little thought into. So.
We cannot pick Emily Hayden as she is currently injured.
Oh god damn it, get yourself fixed.
And we now have this guy on our roster.
Who we got? We have got, let's see. Oh god, there should be 2. There should be one that was me wrestling and one just called Scott Tumilty's Endless Regret. Or Sense of Everlasting Shame. Also, that guy's arms look nicer than mine's ever did. Like, god, that guy's got like, you know, a definition that I didn't have at the time.
So, I mean, we picked 5 people to represent our company.
Okay, right.
You're familiar with most of the roster. You've actually trained alongside quite a lot of them.
That's true. That's very true.
And
I'll save myself for the main show because, frankly, if I don't get to wrestle Steve Blackman, I am going to go out and hurt someone. Just with words, obviously, because we have to be socially distant.
Right,
Who
so
would I like to
opening
represent?
For opening person, let's think. Let's maybe give this one to. We need someone to hype up the crowd for the opening match. So what do you think to Shug?
You know what? I think Shug's on to bigger things. I don't think Shug should be the opener. Like, I think he should get a longer match later on. Let's let him see what he can do. Who would be good for a fast-paced opener? Like a good. Let's see, who have we got? Not me, I'm shite. Let's see, I would... You know, I actually think Liu King Sharp.
That's a good shout.
Not a knock on him, it's not like, oh, he's just the opener, fuck him. Like, no, just... You know, I think he'd be good for that.
I think he's a good opening match guy.
I enjoyed seeing him.
He's good at getting the crowd going.
Last time I saw him wrestle was down at Respect. Down, I think it was the Walker Brawl. It was. I like that particular family-friendly style of wrestling. I think would be good for an opener, and he does that very well. So let's put him on first.
He's fantastic at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Benny Hill.
Does the speed actually just say Benny Hill?
No, that's the background music for the match.
Are we gonna have to listen to that tune 5 times?
We are.
Well, when people said they were looking forward to this stream, oh, what you poor people have let yourself in for. I'm gonna have a wee look at the chat before we pick our next person. We've got Fair City Hooligan, we've got the Not Adam, as distinct from yourself, yeah, Adam. Hello to everybody else. Shug for the AAA match? Yes, at some point. Kind of. I don't know.
One of the matches will have the AAA title on the line.
Oh, of course. Okay, I think.
But by the same token, I think we have to put our title on the line. Our current champion is Rosemary.
Okay. So let's see. Second match. Who can we put in?
Right.
Who have we got? Let's. We'll not put Alexander Darwin McCallum on second. We'll put him on third for like sort of halftime, like main event. So who could follow up from a fast-paced match? Like kind of fast-paced, happy, smiley, shenanigansy. Let's put in. This should be a little bit more serious, just a little bit.
Okay.
Let's have who we got. Let's put Jackie in there. Let's put Jackie Grady.
Jackie's a good lad. I like
Jackie's a good lad. Same, he's a lovely, lovely man. And I think I only got to really wrestle him once, but it was fun. I was, me and one of your boys from KOE against the Headbanders, if I believe. That was fun. I enjoyed that. It was a good laugh.
So to everybody just coming in, we are currently we're doing a cross promotional show. I was originally going to do it last night, but Jordan's charity stream ran on a bit longer than we thought because of technical issues starting out. So we're getting this out of the way, and then we're going to let Scott do his full own show. So
what the chat doesn't know is every time you explain that, I'm using that as an excuse to like move away from the mic to eat my dinner, like a really crap Tazon day.
Right, so Shug gets the AAA title match. I'm more than happy with that.
Yeah, so Shug in the main event, definitely.
Bring us home a belt, Shug.
You can do it, I believe in you.
Alright, so our champion is Rosemary. So
Okie doke.
we'll give her that match.
Yep, because we humble, you know. Someone suggesting Marlon. Well, I've not seen Marlon turn up in the chat yet, so if Marlon turns up in the chat, he can maybe get booked. He's got 10 seconds. He's got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, so it's 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'll wait 20 seconds or so because there's a delay, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he doesn't jump in the next, yeah, I know the Not Adam. You're saying Manlin, but I'm saying Manlin has to represent himself here, much like a terrible court.
That's a fair point.
Exactly. If he doesn't,
by that logic, I mean we do have Fair City Hooligan on our roster.
What we don't have is very much logic on this particular show. So no, this is going to be like this. I mean, there's a little bit of logic to the pre-show. This is like the Picasso to the Jackson Pollock that's going to follow. Like, okay, there's no reply from Manlin, so he's not getting booked for the pre-show. So who can we have? We'll get Brent Carter there, possibly.
Yeah,
so no, wait, for the third match.
Hooligan from the chat, by the way.
You know, we'll save him for later because remember we said for the third one we're gonna have your boy Alexander Darwin McCallum.
That's okay.
who is probably going to end up doing double duty tonight. So, yep, so...
Well, it's true. The shows take place in different months, so...
Oh, well. We have time to rest up.
It's like one show a month mode.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good, actually. It means nobody gets tired out or skint. So, let's see. We get Luke King Sharp to open. Jackie Grady to follow. Then, third match. I'm imagining an intermission comes between the third and the fourth. Whether or not that's true or not, that's headcanon for me, and it's happening. So, big ADM for something a bit more hard-hitting, and he does do those main event matches. He was champion for a very long time. And then, so Rosemary's there, so we got, who do we want to give the title shot to against Rosemary? That's
Oh
question.
no, it'll be someone from AAA.
Oh, right, I see. Oh, of course, right, I see it now. Okie doke, so we have our card. Buy your tickets. Hold on, one of my cats is scratching to get in. Socks, in you come, son. Come on. There's a good boy.
I will let the chat know I have seen pictures of Socks, and he is a gorgeous boy.
Oh, he's a good boy. He is. He's just handsome. Handsome as hell, and he's looking at my dinner. Yep. His eyes have got big, his little pink noses are twitching. Get away from my dinner. Get away from it.
Sounds like Moki. Alright, so now we find out. So we've got Luke King Sharp versus Taurus.
Okay.
Jackie Grady versus El Hijo del Fantasma.
Motherfuckers want to watch.
ADM versus Blue Demon Jr.
Cool.
Cain Velasquez versus Rosemary.
Oh, this will be fun.
And Shug versus Dr. Wagner Jr.
Okay, I think we have ourselves a show. Merch will be available.
Luke King Sharp versus Taurus.
Come on, represent.
Lucha Kane, Dawnbreaker. I don't think I've got an MMA Kane. I downloaded them basically along with all the rest of the AAA roster. Here's our boy Lou.
Let's see. Here he comes. And that's a tune.
I mean, it doesn't let you like have him go up to women in the front row and gyrate at them, but
Oh, to be fair, there is quite a big barrier there, more than we usually have in kind of local level shows, so it's probably for the best. Oh, tune.
yeah, so Lou could be in trouble here.
No, I believe in him. If I didn't believe in him, I wouldn't have put him on this card. It's simple. I have got absolute faith in his ability to do this very, very quickly.
Oh yeah, everyone always pops with the like the Benny Hill speed.
Look, just cardio is hardio, is what we always say. So,
Oh yeah.
and look at them go. You cannot fault the work rate of these two individuals. It's absolutely astounding. Just the sheer amount of pain these athletes will put themselves through to put on a show for a loving audience here tonight in wherever the hell this show is taking place, whatever city.
Somewhere in Europe.
Cool. Somewhere in Europe works for me. I'm sure we can still get a cheap buff off that, frankly. Some early pin attempts as well. Oh, a 2 count. Hooked the leg. Did you see that? They were very, very nice. A little bit of confusion off the rope there. See, only a 2 count. If he hadn't showboated, if he'd really pressed down with that second hand, he might have got the 3 count there. Good. Dragging him away from the ropes. That's very clever. Ooh, 6 single leg drop kick there. Not enough to put him away for the 3 count, I am afraid. And now it's up to 2.9. Oh god, but followed up with some brutal stamps to the head. Looking Sharp remains undeterred though, getting a 2.9 and another 2.9. This is absolutely astounding. The sheer amount of tension. And a little dance there for reasons absolutely unknown at this point in the stop, get away from my dinner, I'm trying to commentate. Cool, you can see they took a wee 1.5 second rest there. Oh dear, and Luke King Sharp Blitz is all down. Son of a bitch.
I mean, certainly no shame in losing to Taurus. Highly accomplished wrestler, but a disappointing start for us.
It is, but that's one match out of 5. There's still everything to play for, and more importantly, the titles are later, so, match evaluation, 92%, okay, not too bad.
Solid opener. All matches on this show being refed by Hayley the Tiny, by the way, who, as well as being a fine professional referee, is also top of our leaderboard in terms of putting on the best show.
Excellent, I have no illusions that I'm going to be anywhere near the top.
That's what everybody says. Even she says
I tweeted all caps, I'm booking nothing but shit, and I absolutely intend to keep to that.
Mike's a little low for one of us. That might be me. How about now? Better? Oh, yeah, all of us Scots sound the same.
That's true. There we go, everything's good, we get to that.
There we go, so next match. Alejo del Fantasma taking on Jackie Grady.
Yep, quite an opportunity for Jackie there.
Yeah, coming out to one of my favourite songs of all time.
It is a tune. And you know what? I can say from experience, quite a tricky but satisfying bass line to play. Wait till it kicks in.
Oh yeah, it's deceptively tricky.
Ding, 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 ding. See? I'm enjoying the pyro that everyone's getting. It's absolutely wonderful to see. I've actually been watching on Netflix the Titan games, which is sort of a little bit like Gladiators, but on all the drugs and hosted by The Rock.
Okay.
And it's one of those kind of athletic competitions, a bit like Gladiators, or if you're a bit older, you might remember the Krypton Factor.
Yeah.
Except those are relatively tame. Like, I think my favourite one is one where it's like a race. They both have to complete the same task, and whoever does it first wins. They have to pick up a sledgehammer and hammer this giant nail into a post, like far enough that a literal battering ram drops down. It's like suspended from above. They have to grab a rope and then use it to swing the battering ram back and forth to literally smash down some wooden doors. And whoever does that first actually wins a thing, and it's mental. And every time someone wins anything, a whole huge, like a small country's worth of pyro goes off.
It all sounds very Takeshi's Castle.
It is, except it's more... Takeshi's Castle had this weird sense of humour, whereas this is just extra, is the best way I can put it. It's very, very extra, and it's wonderful. But it's also really wholesome. Everyone's... Despite the fact they're competing, there's nobody who's like, oh, screw this guy. Everyone's super nice.
Oh, that's good.
So I've been watching, that's all I've probably been watching throughout lockdown is things like that, and like Ultimate Beastmaster, where it's like an obstacle course. It's also like a dragon. You enter through its mouth, and then like 2 days later, it shits you out into a pyramid, and you've got no arms left. And early pin by Jackie there, first pin of the match, if I'm not mistaken, and a super kick. I like it when Jackie means business. Look at him go.
I've been mostly watching shitty horror films on like Netflix and Amazon Prime.
I do feel like I'm getting to that stage. Like, I've watched everything I want 2.9 already early in the match. I was going to say, I feel like I've watched everything I want to watch, and now I'm going to go and, oh god, what's left?
You say that, we're already over 10 minutes into the match.
That's true, again. And only 12 minutes in, do you see any evidence of Jackie looking tired. That's the phenomenal cardio that this boy has. Oh, so close. You can see them beginning to tire now, but again, 14 minutes into a match and beginning to tire, there's absolutely no shame in that. Jackie taken to the court, Tornado DDT, 1, 2, 3! There we go, 1-0. Representing for whatever the home team's called. I haven't really put that much research into it, I'll be honest.
Pro Wrestling Insiders. Brackets,
Pro Wrestling
literal.
Insiders. Literal, there we go. So, Quill.
Well,
the
literal comes first, but doesn't count in the acronym. It's a secret.
It does today. And also 96, I'm happy with that. Also, we got to hear Belinda Carlisle again.
Yeah. Next up,
and obviously,
ADM.
Yeah, I was going to say my money's on ADM always.
You know, like, this is a match I would never, ever have thought of, but now I really want to see it.
You know what? I'd pay money for that. Which is the highest compliment I feel like I can give anything in wrestling. Like, you know what? I would invest my time and my money in watching that. So out he comes. Up to his music. I haven't heard that music in a while, obviously, because, you know, I retired in that.
Like, it was quite... Because I've only ever seen him live the once, because obviously I don't manage to get through to Glasgow for a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
But he was quite impressed by the fact that by ear I was able to identify it as a Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
It's just a showing of mutual good taste, I feel.
Because he came out to Discovery a few months back.
People in the chat will be happy to know I'm now halfway through my dinner. And we get 16 people watching. Hello, all 16 people. I demand all of you contribute to the chat immediately. I've got to wonder what would happen if we did get ADM to wrestle, but like on a live show, but literally played the Benny Hill theme throughout, just to see what his reaction would be. Just to see me sitting by the music desk, just grinning like an idiot.
I mean, that's been your job at a few wrestling shows. I remember you were there for the Jimmy Havoc fundraiser.
I was on music for that, I believe. I think my favourite part was asking Simon what music he wanted to come out to, and I think he sort of facetiously maybe said the Indiana Jones theme. I just thought, challenge accepted, let's do this.
See, like, I remember you were on it because I spent pretty much that whole night up talking to Jayla at the merch table. And, like, I can't remember who it was, but someone came out to a song I liked and I was like, here, do you know what that is? And she was like, I'll ask Scott later, and completely forgot to.
It's safe to say I can't remember everybody's music.
I think it was Mike Bird's, but don't quote me on that. But it's not, because I've put his music into this game now, and it's not one he uses anymore.
Right.
So, oh, hello, Vix Age.
All I remember is... Sorry, you go.
I was just saying to Vix Age in the chat, if you're new here, we're doing these matches on high speed just to get to the main show, because I meant to do this cross-promotional thing last night, but didn't have time.
Yep, I'm watching from the US. Thank you for being up at whatever time it is in the morning, I assume. Or possibly, possibly afternoon.
It's about 2:30 in the afternoon there, depending what part he's in.
Yeah, what coast. And obviously what coast you're from will determine how your hip-hop allegiances lie, which of course is quite important at the moment.
Oh, Blue Demon Jr. with the win.
There we go! So, 2-1 to them, I'm afraid. Not looking good. One more match and they win sort of by majority.
Yep. I mean, again,
no shame in,
I'm
going to say no shame for ADM. It was an absolutely brutal looking match. Very much wrestling to its strengths.
And Blue Demon Jr., like a genuine legend. So
True. Very true. Very true. ADM will definitely bounce back from the stronger and wiser and more learned.
Next up.
So now Cain Velasquez versus Rosemary. Jesus fuck.
I mean, she's our champion for a reason, so...
Oh, it's not a lack of belief on Rosemary's part, believe me. It's just wow, things that I would not have dreamed up on purpose. But this is here. This is happening. It's happening live in HD and Technicolor. It's happening now, ladies and gentlemen.
Also,
for your 5-match pre-show, your tickets are... You're getting your money's worth tonight, lads. That's all I'm going to say.
So everyone knows as well, the donation link has been replaced by the Just Giving page that Fair City Hooligan set up for his stream last night for Capability Scotland.
Yep.
Like, as well as being a trainee wrestler, he actually works for them. So. Doing care work for people with disabilities and the elderly. They do fantastic work. So if you're enjoying this and you think, oh, I'd like to donate or I'd like to subscribe or whatever, give it to them instead, because they need it more than we do.
Please do, especially, I think charities obviously have it hard during something like lockdown where you can't fundraise as effectively as you normally would, either say going door to door or street fundraising. So, and obviously, without that kind of income, they'll be more reliant on kind of online donations. So, if you have some spare money, please consider donating.
That's a fair point in the chat from Chainsaw. If Cain Velasquez does win this, this would be the second time we've lost the title to someone not with the company.
Man, I should never book shows.
Because Andrew Everett lost it to DCT. No, sorry, I beg your pardon. Gene Money lost it to DCT and Andrew Everett won it back.
Oh, right. Wrong motherfucker. Okay. Looks like Rosemary's giving it loudly. She's coming out strong.
Yeah. And Don, just the Benny Hill matches are just for the cross-promotional show. When Scott actually books his own show, they'll be regular stream.
Although they may still have music, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Well, I've got a fine selection of music for the background matches. Mostly lifted from either other video games or 80s cartoons or some just like synthwave instrumental kind of stuff.
I do like a bit of synthwave. Do you have Run With Us, which was the theme to the Raccoons?
I do not, because it's all instrumental ones, but we, like, with our made-up people, someone actually does have that as their entrance music.
Excellent. Is that as a tune?
Oh, God,
I don't know if it was enough of a tune when you saw it as the intro to the Raccoon. But yes,
Rosemary
retained. We're still in the game, guys. We're still in the game, figuratively and literally. Anyway, I was going to say, oh yes, and also in Hobo with a Shotgun, which is sort of what brought it back to my mind back when that came out. I was going to say, there is a music video for it. 97%. Nice. Yeah, I was going to say, there's a music video for Run With Us, outside of any Raccoonsy kind of nonsense, and it is the most 80s music video I have ever seen, and it is glorious.
Oh,
I implore everybody watching to go check it out. If not immediately, please keep watching this instead. Then at some point afterwards, maybe immediately afterwards,
I mean, if you're watching like the archive of this later on, then by all means, like, pause it and go and watch it. But you know,
in fact, I demand you pause and go watch it. It's so good.
And here's our boy Shug, lovely, lovely man.
Oh yeah, like, yeah. Anytime I've worked with him, he's been both a gentleman and a genius. I cannot speak highly enough of the man. And let's face it, doing pretty well for himself just now.
Oh, yeah.
Not well deserved.
I mean, it may have been like a short, almost like squash, but getting to wrestle with Chris Jericho, who's like one of the, like, out with WWE, is like one of the biggest name wrestlers on the planet. So here he comes. This reminds me that at some point I want to book Dr. Wagner Jr. against Courtney Rush, and the winner gets to keep Bad Medicine.
It's a song worth fighting for. Like, I'm not saying I would kill a man to keep Bad Medicine, but I'm going to imply it. So here we go. One Shug, I believe.
And like, as for like booking our own show, we do have a fine selection of like wrestlers, past and present. So
good. Obviously, I know you already have Steve Blackman due to that previous player-related incident. And if we're lucky, maybe Emily Hayden will actually be recovered from whatever happened to her.
I don't think she will. I think it'll be the show after yours that she's back.
Curses.
So our guest tomorrow will get to use her.
And better had. Who is your guest tomorrow? Let's get the cheap plug in. Who have we got?
Candy Lee.
Very nice.
Professional wrestler from New Zealand. So it'll be at a slightly later time of 10 PM because of the time difference and stuff. But,
of course.
Then on Tuesday, we've got my friend Stuart, who runs the Friends Wrestle account on Twitter.
Okay.
On Wednesday, we've got Christopher Saint.
There we go, that'll be fun.
And no confirmed ones after that until Sunday, where we've got Faye Jackson.
Oh, that'll be excellent as well. Oh, poor shoot. Oh. suplex all the way to the outside of the ring. That poor man, but getting up, taking it like a champ. Figuratively, and let's hope literally. Come on, do it, do it. Bring it home, I believe.
Like, I won't lie, Ian, I don't know what matches are because I literally didn't know that there was an NXT show this weekend until yesterday. I haven't been watching a lot of stuff currently, like from any company, because it's just not the same without crowds for me. It's not until the crowds aren't there that you realise how much a crowd adds to it, I
think so. Or at least that particular style of wrestling, obviously.
And Shiv's now the AAA champion.
Oh, yes. I feel like I've contributed something to the world finally.
Oh, Cross Champa will be good. And 100%.
Of course. Should be getting his due, getting that championship, yeah. I'm good with this. New champion crowned. I'm taking at least 20% of the credit for that.
Super no vacancy as well. And this is where it'll just tell us what happened everywhere else. And it'll usually throw some weird tag teams together. Also, you'll know every company in this mode gets given like the same titles. So every company has like a heavyweight, a junior heavyweight, tag titles, junior heavyweight tag titles, and trios titles. We don't have any other champions yet. We just have our heavyweight one decided. I want to try and get Shug back on to do another tag team tournament.
Oh, that would be fun.
He did the last tag team tournament.
Well, there you go. You've got a steady hand, experience, and knowledge. I would. Yep, I would.
CMLL went out of business.
Well, fuck him. No, I don't. Oh, that's a shame. We should say, just for clarity, in the context of the game, please don't like go jumping out to wrestle dirt sheets and be like, they've gone out of business. We do mean just in the game. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain that, but you know.
Okay, so I think that's Yumi Okada. Might be Mr. Hughes. Lee left WWE. That Minoru Suzuki left New Japan. Konosuke left DDT. Laredo Kid wants to fight on your event. Do you accept?
What do you think? Should we? Think we should?
Even if you say yes, you don't need to use them. So.
I'll say no. Let's not say yes and then not use them. That would be getting his hopes up. Break it to him nicely. Someone else can use them.
Save. Get the boring bits out of the way.
I demand absolute creative freedom to work my lack of magic.
Still got that Brock Samson looking guy lifting the weights there.
Of course. Taking good care of your training school and your facilities. Very much respected.
Oh yeah,
and selling merch. Yes.
We've got like the best facilities in the world in this.
Excellent. I mean, I'm sure every company says that, but in this case, I believe it's actually true.
Oh, it is. There's rankings and everything.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Like
no, lad, it's objective.
Not just that, but like by a considerable distance.
Oh, hello. Yeah, you're right. God, I don't even want to know what it's actually being offered outside of just wrestling and physiotherapy and whatnot in gym.
No, yeah, we look after our talent. If
Nutrition,
they want, and if
financial advice.
If they want a pay rise, we give them it because in this game, money isn't real, so we can make as much of it as we want.
I like it.
Just going to quickly sort something.
Well, we've got about, what, 60 million in assets at the moment? Is that correct, or is that... No, that's not assets still. I kind of feel like I almost want to see if you can go 68 million on one show. Right.
So, first things first.
Right.
I know that you want Steve Blackman.
Do I damn right I do. Very
Yeah.
much want Steve Blackman.
It should be up here somewhere.
Like, he was my favourite wrestler growing up. Or at least right about the time that he was there, so it'd be kind of criminal not to include him.
Right. I'm so disappointed with that, I'm going to try again.
Oh, what, did he turn us down?
He turned us down.
Son of a... Who does he think he is? Oh yeah, Steve
I
fucking Blackman.
I'm not afraid to scumstrike this though, so
Yeah. Just like you would have choose your own adventure book, just hold a finger on the previous page in case you make the wrong choice. It's time-honoured tradition, and I'm not above doing it either. We're gonna get him. We're gonna ask until we get him. This may be all that happens in the stream because begging Steve Blackman to work with us, and that would seem, in my case, quite appropriate. Not gonna lie. Suzuki's now free. Oh yeah, true. I could work on Suzuki. Yeah. Although we are going in, I think, people who some pretty good promo stuff as well. Plus, I would just like to watch him. So, where are you? Where are you, Steve? Don't agree with the wrestling style. He wrestled a bear for you like a month ago. What kind of awakening has the man had? Maybe it was just off of the bear in the Battle Royal. Maybe he's not happy with that. For anyone in the chat who didn't see it, there was a Battle Royal a while ago, in which it was just the hard bastards in wrestling. Haku was in there, Dave Blackman was in there, and there was a little bear.
oh, that was done out with the promoter mode though.
Oh, I see. Oh, then Steve Blackman knows just for being so annoyed at us.
Right.
Try a couple more times. If he doesn't bite this time, then maybe we could do something else outside of it at the end or something. We've got one more. Oh, Simon Grimm's available. Yeah, I don't want him at some point.
No.
Right, we'll do something outside. Let's get Simon Grimm / Simon. I like his interview.
Yeah, I like him.
I like the Vaudevillains as well. I thought they were really good.
Oh yeah, I love that gimmick. I mean, you know me, I'm a sucker for stuff like that.
Hmm.
No,
What style of wrestling do we have that everybody hates?
that's the weird thing. We've got Showman, and I actually used the mod to give Blackman Showman, and it still didn't work.
Okay, let's see who else we can got. Not Ryback, sod that. Let's have
I mean,
it.
if you can think of a name offhand, I'll be able to tell
Let's try
you.
and get Kevin Owens. Let's try and get him.
Alright. He's with
Because again,
WWE, so he'll probably say yes.
Okay, that's good.
I've sorted it so that people from certain companies are more likely to say yes.
Right, let's get...
Got him.
Yes, so we've got Kevin Owens to work with, that's good. Let's have a wee look through WWE, see who else we've got that just amuses me no end.
They released Asuka in the game. But-
Okay.
But out with that, it is pretty much just like present day WWE.
We need our truth. We need our truth. The man is an angel and must be protected.
Oh, I love our truth.
Okay, and then we'll take we'll buy one more person and then we'll work with the core roster. So let's keep going. Oh, not Mojo Rawley. God, you're giving me a migraine. Let's see. No one here that... I'm kind of thinking, who would I want to do a video? Who would I want to produce a promo for?
Oh, we've got the Gallus guys down here.
Oh yeah, let's get them then. Let's get Gallus in.
And in the free agents bit, there'll be a few people you've trained with there as well.
Okay.
Or
So
should
let's
be.
grab Gallus and then let's have a wee look at the free agents.
Because there's like 4 different free agents bits.
Mm-hmm.
There's like for different regions. So there's
Yeah.
like North America, Japan, Latin America, and Europe. And
Why
anyone
don't
who's
we keep it?
anyone who's
So why
not
don't we keep it realistic and keep it to the UK because nobody can travel, or Europe, I guess.
all right. So
Let's see, who would I want to do promos for? Let's keep scrolling down. Who have we got that amuses me to no end? There's gotta be someone. You know what, let's get Lewis on the show. Let's get Lewis Garvin. Lewis is an exceptionally funny man, and anybody who says different can fight me. Anybody else? As I'm spending all of the fake money here.
Well, we've got all of Filthy Generation there. We've got.
Let's keep going down. Keep going down. Andre the Giant somehow. Keep going. You know, that's probably about all the people we're going to buy. Let's have a look at who else we can get from him. That's, you know, who's about.
All of our own roster, apart from Emily Hayden, are available. So.
Okay, well, let's use the people we've bought. Let's use the home roster and let's get booking. Let's have no more than 6 matches, because any show longer than 6 matches is just long. And, like, you know, people have travelled when they probably shouldn't have. They're going to have to get home somehow under the cover of darkness. Let's, you know, make it easy on them. 6-match show means you can get public transport if they need to. The trains will still be on, or as much as they ever are in Scotland. If you're unfamiliar with Scotland's trains, it's a form of torture made illegal under the Geneva Convention.
Oh, yes.
Book Dan Severn. You know what? If we do something outside of promoter mode, Steve Blackman versus Dan Severn. That's something I really want to see.
Alright, so here we go.
Here we go. Okay, so opener. Who the fuck did we pick? So opener, just a single, you know. Let's assume that, you know, people have never been to a wrestling match before.
So as well as all of our own roster, we've got Lewis, Kevin Owens, R-Truth and Gallus.
Okay, joke. Let's... You know what? I really want to see Lewis versus R-Truth. Not gonna lie, that is a match I am invested in. I think there'd be some excellent wrestling, obviously, but I also think that would be really funny.
The first match singles match I ever saw Lewis in was actually kind of a comedy match, because it was him against Grado.
Okay.
And it was like, obviously you know Lewis better than I do. You know how funny a man he is. And he was so good at like playing the straight man in the match. Like,
there's a lot of matches I've seen Lewis in which have just been underratedly funny. Like, he's up for anything.
He once actually made me cry laughing.
What match was that one?
It was a Discovery show. I can't even remember who his opponent was that night, which is annoying me. But it was the Discovery show at the Corn Exchange that had the first one. They had Matt Riddle on.
Okay.
And so this was back when Lewis was the champion. And
is that the show he lost it to Joe Coffey? Or that must be a different one.
No, it was before that.
Right.
I can't remember who his opponent was. I think it might have been Joe Hendry, but don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But like, you remember how when he was like the heel champion there, he used to do that thing like after the match and before the match, where he'd just like walk around with the belt up in the air like for ages, like completely dragging the arse out it.
I do remember that. Yes, I do.
So he was doing that, and he started like walking through the crowd, and he was walking like sort of a crossway, and like the space in the middle, like sort of down toward the railing. Yes, it was Fair City Hooligan. And like walking across, like sort of parallel, like adjacent to him was wee Jimmy, and Lewis, belt in the air, just like booted him over and kept walking without even like breaking his stride. And I legitimately cry laughed for about 10 minutes. And
I can imagine that.
Like my partner just like caught it out of the corner of her eye, and she was like to me like, Did Lewis Gervin just kick over a child?
I'm also just looking at the chat. I'm enjoying the amount of sheer ScotRail hatred that's coming out in the chat. I feel like I found my people.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a good bunch we got here.
Like the word ScotRail, I'd like to apologise, genuinely gives me PTSD. It's a nightmare from which I will never wake.
Alright.
So we've got that as our opener. What can we put on afterwards? I kind of want that in the first match, so it's a good solid match. It'll be fun, it'll be entertaining, but it's also we got one of our famous people on as a hook at the start. So like, no, turn up for the whole thing. You're gonna get famous people on that. People from that there WWE are coming all the way over to vague Europe.
Alright.
So who could we put on next? Let's choose someone from the home roster, and then second match we'll make a double home roster one,
Okay.
and then we can spread out the famous guys. We'll need to have a tag match, obviously.
Is this a tag match or a singles match?
Second one, let's make it a singles as well,
Alright.
and then we'll make the third one a tag. We'll make the third one a tag with the Wives of Gallus. Let's see, who could we use? You know what? Let's use Debbie Keitel, because there's definitely someone I would like to film promos for. Just
Oh, she's fantastic.
hilarious, great sense of character, knows her own style and aesthetic. Yeah. Who could we book her against? What would be fun? Let's see. Or who do we have girl-wise from the roster?
Okay, so we got Hana Kimura, Ashley
Okay.
Vega,
Okay.
Jayla Dark,
Wife, yeah.
Killer Kelly, Lily Faye, who's actually a Dutch wrestler based out of New Zealand,
Okay.
Sarah, Viper, Raven Creed, Rosemary, who's the champion, Amy Alonzi, and Aisha Raymond.
Let's put Aisha on the card. Let's have Aisha wrestling.
Alright.
Okay. Third match, let's have a tag match. So let's have your boys from Gallus, Mark and Wolfie, and let's see if we can find us a tag team that will be amusing to me. Let's have this again. It's 3 matches of 6-match cards. This is our halftime main event. You've got your hometown boys made good, Gallus. And we'll maybe save Joe for the main event. Let's see, who have we got from the home team that would be a good tag for them? So we don't have the entirety of the headbanders, which is a shame.
So we got Lou
Oh,
and Krieger.
we got Lone Krieger, okay. So
We've
that's
got
an option.
and we've got our stables.
Okay,
so
so
we
we
got-
got Clout Chasers,
We've got Face
Face
Paint
Paint
Pervert,
Pervert,
Toast
Okay.
Perverts, and the Wakanda Dynasty.
okay. And let's see, and then just unaffiliated folks and whatnot.
Yeah.
Who would I like to see? Oh, this is a difficult one. So I'm not gonna book myself for the important one. If I book myself, it's gonna be for like the piss break match. So who could we have?
Oh, how you doing, Jim?
have. Oh god, let's. You know what? Let's have Rosemary and Raven Creed team up.
All
I
right.
think that would be a. I think there's a an aesthetic, there's a matching there in terms of attitude and face paint and aesthetic and all the rest of it. I think that could be a really good match.
All right.
And let's get as many women on the card as we can. So fourth match, something energetic to kind of bring us back from going to the bar and like checking our phones. So who have we got that I booked from famous expensive land still that we haven't used yet? We've got
Kevin Owens and Joe Coffey.
okay, dope. Let's. Oh, that's a tough one because I'd almost want to put Joe Coffey versus Kevin Owens as the main because that would be. Yeah, let's leave them for now because that would be
That would be dynamite.
outstanding. I would love to see that. Okay, let's have another singles match. Let's have. Oh god, who can we have? Oh, this is getting. Let's see. Let's book Shug for this. I can rely on Shug to bring the crowd up, and also he's. Oh wait, no, Shug's champion though.
Triple A
another
champion,
place.
he's not our champion.
Triple A champion, right? Okay, so we can book Shug against who? Who would benefit from the learning of such a wise man? Because clearly I learned nothing. He's wrestled Gene Money enough. Like, let's give him something new. He's wrestled Alexander Darwin McCallum once before. Scroll up. Keep going. Who
I'm
else could
thinking
we-
Jackie
or
or
doing-
Brent, but like if we were talking like your people.
You know what? Yeah, let's go Brent. Let's.
Also,
Because Jackie
like-
had his pre-show.
Also, 3 out of 4 of the Clout Chasers are all relatively new as well.
Okay, let's go with your suggestion then.
Alright, so Jackie or Brent, what do you think?
Let's go with Brent.
In fact, Joshua Wells is one of the guys from the the Chikara school.
Okay.
So he certainly knows what he's doing in the ring.
Okay,
And
so
a very
fifth
lovely
match.
young man as well.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. So, fifth match is basically our piss break match.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to book me for that one, because, like, Jesus Christ, nobody needs to see that. Especially since I've not wrestled since, like, August, so, yeah, this is definitely piss break territory. I implore you all, like, just go and piss.
So who are you
Please.
going to wrestle?
Oh, whoever hates himself. Who...
Miro
Who
is
will-
the former Rusev, by the way.
Oh no, he'd murder me, figuratively and literally. What a giant of a man. Let's see. This is difficult. Who do I trust to pull my sorry arse through a match? Let's go with... Keep going. You know what? Let's go with Alistair Darwin McCallum here, because I never really got to wrestle him properly. So we
Okay.
could have some fun with that. If I knew I was going up against Alexander Darwin McCallum, I'd actually drag myself into some even more training than I normally would to get back on the show.
Alright.
And then sixth match, and then there seems to be... If I take it, if we don't want a seventh or eighth match, we just don't fill it in.
Yeah, you can have up to 10, but like
Right, well,
you don't
let's-
have to fill out every slot.
Well then, let's make this the main event, Kevin Owens versus Joe Coffey. Because, yeah, legitimately, that's a match I would want to see. I would love to see that.
Kevin Owens does have a title.
Does he? Ooh, what's he got?
Because I was going to say, if you were going to put Owens against one of your people, I was going to try and take their title. Whatever it is, it must be a tag one. So
Oh well, never mind, but still. But no, that's something. A, it's something I'm invested in, and B, if Gallus are booked in the show, I might get to do a promo for them. But if Kevin Owens is coming, I could offer like, hey, do you want to film a promo beforehand? Maybe, that kind of thing, you know. So it's not entirely unselfish reasons for doing this. So there we go.
You've got to get your
six
work
match-
out there. And
Gotta hustle. Like,
forgot to say earlier, but Fair City Hooligan in the chat did say that someone did make an anonymous $10 donation to.
I saw. Well done, whoever that was.
Yeah, so whoever it is, if you can hear this, thank you very much. Very much
Yeah,
appreciate it.
very like suggest. I hate myself. Not. Trust me. You think you're gonna hate yourself? You're gonna hate me a lot more if you wrestle me. Oh Christ.
I always liked your promos. I mean, I never got to see you wrestle, but I always liked the promos.
I love that idea. Just my wrestling was terrible. I liked your promos.
Yeah, well,
I
never,
liked my promos too.
I never got to see you wrestle, so
I
like
know.
all I had to go on was the promos.
No, it's probably for the best. I
Like,
was good at promos.
so-
I was a shite wrestler.
Based on that, I think I saw one match on YouTube, the one with you and Aspen Faith.
Oh God, that's going back a while. That was in Shawlan's.
So like,
Oh, I was so nervous. I couldn't remember any. Like up until actually going out, I couldn't remember a thing. Oh, poor Aspen was so patient, going through the match with me again and again and again and again and again because I just could not get it in there.
so like, based like the moveset I've done is based on that and like the sort of some of the little clips you put up in your video packages and stuff.
A lot of kicks.
Yeah, a lot of kicks. So I don't know how accurate the moveset is. So if it comes out like wrong, blame that. And it's
To
the
be
same-
fair, if Fire Pro doesn't have a ripcord pimp slap in it, I can forgive that.
well,
Let's
it
see.
does not, but there is a Create Your Own Move DLC coming soon.
Oh, interesting. Mute City, good choice. We're
And
going for the SNES. I like it.
I did give you like a tornado pimp slap.
Oh, that's shit. I
Well-
want to see that.
Well, I say tornado like pimp slap. It's like a forward slap, not a backhand, but still
Okay.
about the closest thing in the game to.
A discus slap. I like it. I'm into it. I have to say,
It's the
much
same
as
with
I've
trying to
put
make a
no-
lot of the source people because there's not a lot of footage out there.
yeah,
because I want to make Grant McIver as well, and like there's like next to nothing of him online. So, and I've only seen him wrestle like a handful of times at Discovery. So.
Here comes Lewis. Here he is. From this angle, it looks like he's cut his hair like a sort of Keanu Reeves, John Wick kind of effort.
It's hard to make hair look longer.
And here we go. Yes!
Oh, sweet, El Waster. The current DLC is, if anyone in the chat missed me talking about this the other day, so the current DLC is to make your own parts for the wrestlers, and El Waster in the chat has been doing a fantastic job of that. Making like actual faces and logos and stuff for real wrestlers from WWE, AEW, places like that. And he's just made a Luchasaurus mask.
Very cool. Yes, nice music.
I've got a few F-Zero tunes on this.
I mean, that game had some fantastic music. What other retro games do you have music for? Because you said earlier, this is an area of interest for me.
I've got this. I think I've got one or two Street Rage ones in there.
Yes, we're definitely going to use one of those.
I think anyway. I can't remember if I actually put them in yet or not. I've got a Golden Axe one.
Good.
But
it's a
lot of them are like, like sort of updated versions or re-recorded or whatever. Like,
if you've not heard it, the Golden Axe theme, the Commodore 64 version in particular, sounds really very cool in a sort of chiptune kind of way. I highly recommend it.
Well,
I only know this because I got a Commodore 64 a while back.
I remember.
And Golden Axe was one of the
games.
games. Oh, I was so very, very happy. Because I had one, there's a little bit of context, I had one as a child. Like, my parents got it, I guess, when I was really, really tiny. And, back in the day, you'd have to hook it up to a TV view through the aerial, so it'd sort of trade places with my Master System. And then years later, my mum dropped a TV in the power supply. And like a big old TV, this is still in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it's pre-eBay, so it was essentially done. There was a perfectly working Commodore 64, but the power brick was dead, and you couldn't just go and get another one. So years later, managed to get another one. One of the games is Golden Axe, and then that classic. Oh God, Lewis taking that bump, you poor thing. In the classic kind of Commodore 64 way, for that game you can either have music or sound effects. You can't have both. Fuck you. So chose music obviously, and yeah, it's just, it's a tune in and of itself. But the Commodore 64 version it slaps. It's great. So again, our playlist that we're gonna have after this. There's Run With Us from the Raccoons, there's a Commodore 64 version of the Golden Axe theme. I feel like we can have a playlist after this of just stupid songs Scott insisted on.
Well, I've got the version of the Golden Axe tune I've got in this is actually the cover that Joe Coffey used to come out to.
I do remember that as well, it's gone back a while. But again, it's
a banger.
Our truth. Low blow. You're meant to be wholesome.
So I've got a few F-Zero tunes. I've got a remix of. There's a couple of Final Fantasy ones in there.
Okay. You got any? You got any of that Chrono Trigger?
No, actually, not yet.
Oh, we should get like underrated theme. I think definitely.
I've got the Moon theme from DuckTales.
Very cool.
I've got.
So we're not going to go without it. Put it that way.
Oh god. I've got a Lemmings one actually.
Yes. Oh, Lemmings was so good. I think I had that. You can play that in your browser. I think there's like a Java version of it somewhere. If you just type in play Lemmings, like it works in browser. It's not like all the levels. There's maybe like 10 or 12, but it is still. It's fucking Lemmings.
Yeah, I will warn the chat. There is a very, very real possibility that this is just going to turn into me and Scott just nerding out about old games.
It's definitely. If it was a weather forecast, I'd say there's a high probability. Like,
What was your favourite Commodore 64 games?
My favourite? It's a weird one. Because at the time it was basically whatever games my parents really, my dad had. So it wasn't kind of a system where I could go out and buy games for. Like I was more invested in the Master System. Right. I think the Golden Axe conversion definitely holds up. International football, the one cartridge we had at the back, almost Star Truth, was an absolute Jam. Forbidden Forest was great. I
Oh,
loved
Forbidden
that.
Forest was fantastic.
Absolutely loved that. We had Summer Games as well, which worked really well. I felt really nice animation as well. It took me so long, like until adulthood, to realise that Epix wasn't a country. It was just the name of the company that made the game, and they'd given themselves a flag. Lovely scissor kick, reminiscent of Booker T there. Oh, Lewis just kicks out.
I mean,
So they were definitely some favourites. I had Top Cat of all things as well. I think my parents
the
must have
top.
my
I
dad.
liked the Top Cat game.
I liked it. I never understood it.
Oh yeah, I
Postman
never knew
Pat, I had
what
the
to actually do in it,
Postman
but I enjoyed it.
Oh, same. I had no idea how to actually play it. Oh, kick out two from Lewis there. Yeah, and we had the Postman Pat game, the one where you can't control the actual van, so it's almost like Postman Pat's been drinking.
Right. Well, I like obviously the Dizzy games. They were always a big one on the Commodore.
Yeah. New Zealand Story as well. That's got
oh,
a really good Commodore 64 conversion.
I need to look for some music for that because that had belting music.
It did, didn't it?
The Creatures games.
Creatures games are good.
And that's Creatures Commodore 64, by the way, not the PC games of the same name. For people in the chat.
I can see CM Chainsaw didn't have a Commodore, had a ColecoVision. Please put some games in there. Now, and R-Truth is the winner. Now that's a good thing to happen just now because frankly I really need to pee, so I'm going to make Adam talk for approximately 1 minute while I go and pee on something.
Okay. Chat, how are you all doing today? You all doing very well, I hope. So yeah, if any missed the beginnings, Scott is a former wrestler who now produces promos for many wrestlers locally, including Emily Hayden, ADM, who are both previous guests, both on our roster, and Gallus from NXT UK. He also, not done in a while, but he used to do videos for BBC The Social about video games, most of which I think you can still see on YouTube or Facebook. They're usually a good laugh. And he's just put on a banger of an opener between Lewis Girvin.
Oh, I'm back. 100% match evaluation. Oh, killer. I have made some good choices. Also, I've never put so much effort into pissing before in my life. Just like proper core muscle, just go.
So, if we're going to pop you with music from old games.
And old cartoons as well, I'm perfectly okay for that, because I'm getting on, like I'm 35. I remember 80s cartoons the first time round.
Oh, same. I mean, I'm slightly older than you, but...
What was your favourite growing up then? We're continuing on a retro theme.
I hate to sound predictable, but Transformers.
Transformers is a good one.
I loved
Personally,
Visionaries.
Visionaries is good. I was personally a real Ghostbusters man.
Ah, that was a belter.
Parents report that I used to apparently grab like the nozzle from the Hoover and just wander around the house singing the theme tune.
Well, who didn't?
I mean, to be honest, if I could get away with it, I still would. But it's the kind of thing you don't really get away with. There we go, match 2. Here's Debbie Keitel.
The background music I have picked for this match.
Okay.
And it's going to basically everyone else is going to be like, huh? But the music I have picked is the theme from Turrican.
Very nice. Weirdly, not a game that I've played, not because of any distaste, just it's never popped in my head long enough for me to kind of get around to it.
Oh, the
Biker
Turrican
Mice from Mars. Nice choice for City Hooligan. Hell of a theme tune if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, like there was that period of like the 80s and early 90s where like no cartoons had bad themes.
Right?
Like, remember Dino Saucers?
I don't remember Dinosaurs. You're gonna have to explain that one to me.
It was kind of short-lived.
Right.
So it was like these like humanoid type dinosaurs from outer space come to Earth kind of thing. These kids are friends with him. And
Of course.
the theme was just the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, because over and over again, the refrain is like this, like that 80s sort of cartoon theme voice of Dino Saucers, but like saying it completely like straight-faced serious. And, like if I remember right, the leader of the baddies was just called Bossasaur.
Shit, if I ever unretire, that's what I'm going to call myself. I was actually saying this earlier today. I was just chatting with the wonderful Jayla Dark because, we're married and live together. And I've been watching, apparently, a little bit of context. In the Batman Arkham City game, it was apparently cut, but you were meant to have a shark repellent as a kind of nod to the 60s one. And it was actually just a pair of knuckle dusters. And I just said, man, if I ever come back, I'm renaming my finisher just Shark Repellent. It's some arrogant pen from Aisha there. Expected better.
What Batman game is it? Is it Arkham Knight? The one that had the really shitty PC port.
That's Arkham Knight. That's the one. Although I have that on PC, and it did alright. So I guess it depended on your setup. But that was the one that was famous.
Apparently, at first, it was like very bad.
Oh yeah, it'd taken off jail for a while. Yeah, I remember that.
Whether or not they fixed it, I don't know, because like it was the PS4 one I had. But
I think they fixed it a bit. It was fixed enough by the time I bought it that it was at least playable, and my PC at the time was hardly a beast. So.
But one of the things I loved in that was they had a nod to the animated series. One of the posters that you would see spread about was for like a Grey Ghost movie.
The Grey Ghost, yes. Nice. I love the Batman. If we're talking about cartoons from childhood, Batman the animated series, you can't say enough good things about it.
It's so good.
There's a comic of it which I don't know if I have here on my person. Not that I can show you because the camera's not on, but it's comics based on the animated series.
Right.
And there's a brilliant one where Killer Croc is actually a wrestler.
All right.
And like the story isn't even about Batman; it's about Killer Croc basically getting absolutely battered because they're treating wrestling as real, which of course it is. And then him kind of getting back up and just showing grit and heart and fighting spirit and beating the guy that absolutely beat the crap out of him. With the classic line with like while the match is going on, Batman, like the second match where he finally wins against the guy, Batman comes in to make a drug buster to beat up some poor people or whatever.
Right.
And there's this kind of stare off between them. And Batman goes, "Just keep your nose clean." With Killer Croc going, "That's kind of hard to do when you live in a sewer," and then just wanders off. And it's the kind of thing I've never before openly, loudly applauded a comic, but here we are. But it's so well done. Like it really captures the spirit of the animated series. It's got everything that you like about Batman, but it is kid friendly without being patronising and cheesy.
Yeah, which is what the animated series was. It was
exactly like it had just enough darkness, but not enough that parents are going to start complaining.
Yeah.
And if they did, fuck them. They're obviously bad parents.
Oh no, I remember the bit Chainsaw was on about. That wasn't the line. It was the episode where it was like all the villains, like they were playing poker. I think
the story, yes.
And,
like they're a different Batman story.
Where like Killer Croc's just like, I threw a rock at him.
But it works. Like you can. It weirdly works. It's really compelling that way. You can imagine it happening, like just villains having a poker game going, see that fucking Batman, by the way? See if I find out who he is, he's got it. Because all Batman villains are very Glaswegian in my mind, apparently.
Well, I mean, they filmed part of one of the movies in Glasgow, right? So
I can't remember which part, but yeah, allegedly parts of The Dark Knight were filmed in Glasgow and parts of Dark Knight Rises were filmed above Scotland. Somewhere, I don't know where, but somewhere Scotland-ish.
I remember, and they filmed part of World War Z in Grangemouth of all places.
Grangemouth and George Square in Glasgow. I specifically remember George Square being made up to look like Philadelphia because the reason reason why Glasgow can double for so many American cities is that Glasgow's on a grid, more or less. It's basically a square grid, and so many American cities are built the same way. Look at New York; it's basically just a square grid.
Yeah,
And also just
Alicia,
close to New York.
in the purple is Aisha Raymond, who
Aisha Raymond.
you may remember from one of the Mae Young Classic tournaments.
Yep. And various wrestling engagements in Japan as well.
Yeah. And just being a very lovely person as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lindsay,
Taylor Dark rather very much misses being killed in the gym by Aisha.
yeah, because I lived in Grangemouth most of my life. And
my condolences.
yeah, I know. It was I always say, if Scotland had a sphincter, it would be Grangemouth.
But also yes.
Yeah, I moved here in 2011, I think. And I remember my mum telling me they were filming things out near one of the fields near the BP, and it was okay, that's strange.
I used to work for the Falkirk Council. I had to go to Grangemouth once, and I kind of just swore never again.
Oh yeah.
There was definitely a grimness in the air, and I don't just mean all the petrol.
Oh yeah, I mean Falkirk's bad enough.
Falkirk was a weird wee place. I kind of grew to like it by the end. Had a really nice Japanese restaurant somewhere, which I think is still open.
Yeah, down near Grangemouth Station.
Aye. I used to occasionally, once a month, just pop there to treat myself on my lunch break. And just get me some ramen. But of course, half the stuff that was there is gone now, because it was late 2000s I worked for Falkirk Council. It was my first ever grown-up job, so I'm sure it's wildly different now. I think it still has a Laser Quest somewhere.
Yeah, down toward Bainsford, that is. As far as I'm aware, it's still
the minute
there.
lockdown's over, that's what's happening. The
Last
second
I knew
we're
it
down
was
with
still
lockdown,
there.
I'm going to Laser Quest. Right, I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to make a list of places I can go after lockdown, and one of them is going to be Laser Quest in Falkirk. This is what life has become. Big move from Debbie there. 2.9, not quite enough, but getting close. Someone's opening the door, and it's Opie Bear. It's one of my two cats has decided he doesn't want to be shut out of the bedroom anymore. He wants to come in and be part of the conversation and proceedings. Opie Bear, you want to come up? I'm going to see if I can make him be a lap cat and get his tummy rubs.
Opie is just curled up on the end of my bed.
No.
Which is our usual around about this time, to be honest.
Yeah, usually my cats are... Opie quite likes the top of the tumble dryer, actually. Regardless of whether it's on or not, he just quite likes to chill there beside the window. But he's happily sat in my lap now getting a tummy rub, so this is now the best stream that has ever happened, because there are vicarious cat powers happening. Also, can we just comment that Aisha and Debbie have gone 21 minutes so far, coming up in 22. Neither seem to have any inclination of slowing down or stopping. This is an absolute 2.9. Almost had me mid-sentence there, which would have been quite funny timing. Oof. Debbie is not fucking about. Look at this.
I mean, I made this Debbie, so...
Yeah. Clearly, you made this Debbie annoyed. And, big power move from Aisha there, the kind of thing we'd like to see. But no.
Just completely no-sold.
I kind of feel like they're annoyed at me for putting them on second. No, we want to be the main event, thank you. We're going to go 25 minutes. You'll never put us on second again. And I, frankly, respect that. 9. Are we going by New Japan rules? It's 20. Okay.
The game, by default, has 20 count.
16, 17. And it's 17. Good, plenty of time.
So it's also that Japan thing of, if there's weapons outside the ring, the ref doesn't give a shit.
Nice. Opie, what do you think about proceedings, son? No? Nothing? You just watching? Okay. So I did try to get Opie's comments, but there's no meows happening.
finisher, but too close to the ropes.
Yep, rope break. Also, is heavily reffing every single match on this card? Is this a win by knockout?
Yep.
Dear Christ, this show has got brutal. 25 minutes long.
That
And Debbie
happens-
Keitel wins by what I'm hoping is knockout. I'm a little concerned that we don't see any medical professionals running. And another 100% match, 2 for 2.
Yeah, like that happens with finishers sometimes.
It can just be a straight out.
Yeah, it's like a random chance kind of thing.
Cool. Let's see what music we've got. Let's see BGM.
I've got a few Thundercats.
Oh, let's go with Thundercats.
So I've got, as well as like the Thundercats theme, I've got like some of the background music from the show as well, like Tiger's theme, Thunder Tank theme, Panthros theme.
Let's go with the theme, just the normal theme, because that'll be the one everybody recognises. And you know, we're doing this for the children, as Wu-Tang would say. What OP going out? Make up your mind, little cat. There we go.
2 members of Gallus versus 2 members of the Face Paint Perverts. We've got
Well, I
Wolfgang
mean, Gallus are the champions in real life, if not in this. So in my mind, it's a title match.
against Raven Creed and Rosemary.
Looking forward to this.
Like when we had Raven Creed on, it was the same thing as when we had J-Lot on, where there was like literally no matches for the first hour because we were just talking shite.
I can imagine.
But the difference is, like, whereas obviously myself and Jayla are like friends, we know each other, whereas I'd never spoken to Raven Creed before in my life.
Whereas with me, that's my secret captain. I talk nothing but shite. So,
Yep,
yep, there's the boys.
coming out to Wolfie's old ICW theme.
Yeah, there's a tune though, like.
Oh, totally. It was Thomas sang that, right?
I don't know, to be honest. I've got no information there to bring to the table, I'm afraid.
Like, I know it was done by like the folk that did a lot of the ICW themes around then, but I'm pretty sure it's Thomas singing on it.
Oh, well, a little bit of trivia. And of course, we've got the Pretty Reckless going to hell. Absolute tune. Here's a question then for you. If you were hypothetically to decide to do a heck of a wrestle, what, unless it's in this game already and I've not seen it, what would you choose for a theme tune?
Okay, so there's a few.
And in the chat as well, please put your choices in there because, again, we can add this to some sort of hypothetical playlist.
So
Did Raven Creed just try and do a test of strength of Wolfgang? Okay, anyway, you were saying.
my current... yeah, that's the default thing if they both go for a grapple at the same time.
Right.
My current theme in this game is Axolotl by The Veils,
Cool, cool.
which if your wife ever gets around to watching the third season of Twin Peaks, she'll be able to hear because it's used in that show.
I'll let her know once we're done.
It's the way they do things with that because it was filmed not to be like 18 episodes, but like it's filmed as like one big long movie.
Yeah.
So what they do is, I mean, you've watched the original Twin Peaks, right?
This is going to be criminal. You're going to boot me off. I've never seen any of Twin Peaks.
So like there's like a little bar / club in it called informally referred to as the Roadhouse. And what they do in the new one, because it's filmed that way, so it's not like big cliffhanger end for an episode or whatever, is like the bookend episodes with like a band playing at the Roadhouse.
Okay.
One of which is The Veils Axolotl, which is where I first heard the song. It's a really good song. Fun fact, one of the other bands is 9 Inch Nails.
Nice.
But they get introduced as the 9 Inch Nails. And I don't know why it makes me laugh, but it does. Because I know Trent Reznor's good friends with David Lynch, so I can only assume it's like some daft wee in-joke between them that they've slipped into the show or something.
Well, I mean, didn't they collaborate on Perfect Drug as well? Wasn't that?
Yeah, that was Lost Highway.
Yes, that's the one. And again, it's a tune.
In fact, Trent Reznor did a lot of the score for that as well.
Well, that's the thing Trent Reznor does now. Obviously, you get the social media soundtrack as well.
I think that was like the first one he did a score for.
What was a hell of a score?
it was rumoured at the time that he did because he did the music for Quake as well. So I think it was
yes,
rumoured
he
at the
did,
same
didn't
time.
he? How could I overlook that he did Quake? I think he was meant to do Doom 3, but it didn't quite come in. But I mean, the main theme still sounds very Nine Inch Nails.
But and Eddie Vedder's one of them as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the chat for suggestions. So we've got Imagine Dragons Monster or Skeleton Invincible from Not Adam. The Wall Hippo Wants to Go Blue Song by Mont Royale. And CM Chainsaw's current theme in the game is Escape from Woodwitch Valley by Carpenter Brute. I love Turbo Killer by Carpenter Brute. And also the Maniac cover, the live one.
It's amazing that.
So
It's
good. And I don't have the vocal range to sing along to it properly in the car, which breaks my heart.
One of the
And also
synthwave
my
things
pocket
I've got in this is Le Perv.
That could be used, although I am enjoying the. Sorry for Razor. We're talking about if you were to wrestle, what would you choose as your entrance music?
I've used other ones before in the games, like Live Your Life Be Free by Belinda Carlisle.
Cool.
Restless Natives by Big Country.
Nice. Big Country underrated as well. Don't get the love it should.
Oh, I love Big Country. What was it on? Repeat to Fade by Three Colours Red.
Cool.
And one of the ones I was thinking about moving to, largely because of a conversation I had when Jayla was on actually, is J'adore Hardcore by Scooter.
Of course, yeah.
Because,
God, I love that theme for
oh yeah.
Gala. It just works so well. I look forward to hearing that song generally. I'm trying to think what I've used. I think it was Command Control by Deftones was what I first used. I think that's it.
I just
Something
realised
else.
you didn't book her.
She's retired. Give her a night off. She didn't book me. In fact, I wasn't in the game.
I didn't
but
have you in the
it's
game when she was on.
happening. She's retired. She's got stuff to do. Give her a night off. Leave it be. She had the opportunity and was able to book herself. So there you go. So I think it was Command Control. It was off Diamond Eyes anyway. I know that much. Then it was Diablos and Musica by Perturbator, which was a tune. And then obviously when the gimmick went a bit hip hop, it had the Mama Said Not to Go Out by LL Cool J, of course. Which was a tune, frankly.
Oh god, yeah. Like
And
one of the people I've got in my sort of like let's make ourselves in the game thing. He actually said way back when he wanted to come out to that, but instead I made it a mashup of that and Come On Eileen.
that exists.
It exists,
Oh.
and it is better than it has any right to be.
Oh, I fully. Oh, 2.9 almost. No, I imagine it would be. Original's also got The Man by The Killers. We get some good choices in here. We get the stuff of a good kind of road trip playlist. Or something by Ken Ashford. Yeah, I could fuck with that. That could be good. So this match has been going 14. Oh, The Touch by Stan Bush. Of course. Yes.
I'm surprised that like no big names of like on the indies that I know of at least have ever used that.
They must have, surely.
Like,
Surely
if
someone's
someone
used it.
has it, it's not like a big name or anything.
Either that, they've done it on the quiet, but it is. I think Don Baker's right. Yeah, it's perfect. It's cheesy, but it's absolutely perfect. Especially for that scene in the film, just it works.
Oh yeah. I know. Like if we're talking like old, like sort of 80s classics, I know Chris Bosch used to use "Holding Out for a Hero."
Okay.
That-
Although weirdly, the only movie I've seen that used in was Short Circuit 2.
They got used in was it Saints Row 2 or 3? I think it's the third one.
I'd imagine it'd be the third one. Like that's when things went all kind of weird and nonsensical in a good way.
Like as well as being one of the songs on the radio, it got used specifically in a mission. And the touch got used in the fourth one. Like right at during one of the big fights.
Apparently the touch got used by Chikara and he actually got Stan to perform it with the King of Trios as it was the Transformers theme. Oh, there we go. We've learned something new. It has been used on the indies.
Yeah, I know Stan Bush has done music for Chikara. Like actually, like they've commissioned him to do like songs for them.
I mean, can you imagine Stan Bush writing the touch in like the 80s for the Transformers movie? Like, you can imagine 20 or 30 odd years later it would come to this.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe he did, maybe he saw it coming and he was just an absolute prophet. Oh, we're at 9-10. Oh no, we're going to get back. Oh, nope, we're still going to brawl on the outside for a little bit. Doing everything at risk here in the pursuit of glory and stuff. 17, 18, up, just in time. 2 count later. We're even flirting with disqualification there, using a weapon in the ring.
Yeah, it's like the ref gives a count when they're holding one.
Ah, right.
It's a bit more lenient.
So what, you got like 5 seconds to batter someone with a stick. 2, 3, and Gallus boys on top, what can you say?
Huh, lovely finish with the Wolf Torn Bomb.
20 minutes 11. Killer work rate, what can I say?
90%, so... I mean, it was a bit
90%.
more one-sided that, so...
But, I mean, 90% when you look at the leaderboard, you wouldn't think 90% is a low score, but I'm like, oh man. But I've had 200%ers, so it's averaging out not too bad so far.
So we got music from Afterburner.
Burner could be good. Bare Knuckle Blitz, surely that's Japanese. Or is that something else?
I can't remember what that's from. That was actually a friend suggested that one. We got the Mellow collection for when I'm just like blazing. We've got music from the movie Commando.
I might save that for the main event.
We got
Because Commando's a classic.
Cornelia from...
Let's go with Cornelia theme. Let's go with that, I love that.
And
Is
this
it the SNES version or we got the later Smash Brothers?
I think it's the Smash Brothers one.
It still slaps, I still say go with it.
Ah.
Okay, the next match of the show I've booked but I can't remember. Who do we have?
Dawnbreaker in the chat does his own like Fire Pro streams.
Okay.
Has some like they've got some belting selections of like music from old games and stuff like that. That they use as background music.
That's you know, you had my interest, now you have my attention. Ah, here we got Shug, title defense. Representing. On the big stage with the pyro, where the man belongs. I'm liking the headband as well. I've got a kind of old school Luke Cage kind of vibe going on. Oh, King of the Fighters OFT as well, nice. So let's see. And it was Shug against Brent, I believe.
Yep. Brent, who has not actually debuted in real life.
Oh, what a fucking way to debut. Title shot against Shug D on this show with Pyro.
I
really don't want to get it hooked up for what a debut in Scotland will actually look like.
He's one of the lads training with Andy Wilde.
Oh, down at FPWA.
Yep. He was supposed to debut this month, but obviously not happening now.
Yeah, the plague in that. Oh, that music, yes. This whole match might just be me trying not to sing along to the theme. Yeah.
I've got one as well from the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh,
and it's near by. It's like my PS4's acting up. I think it needs like a new hard drive. But
well, I mean, yeah, mechanical hard drives after that time, I can imagine it would start fucking up like.
But the one of the tunes in it from one of the scenes, because I've seen bits, is like it's a remix of Tifa's theme from the original, and it works really, really well in this game.
Here's a question on the subject of retro games and music. Have you played Streets of Rage 4 yet?
Yes, I have. I own it.
What were your thoughts?
I like it a lot.
Same. I think it works so well. Like, just, I mean, the music's great. It plays like you remember it, but I think better. I think the mechanic for not having to smack yourself off the ground, the kind of landing one really works. I've got through it on normal. I've not got through it in hard yet. I keep trying to get past the train on hard. It's wide, and I just can't get past the double boss.
Oh, right.
A fucking commissioner just ruins all my flow. The same chainsaw. I keep pushing that Brent's gimmick should be that he's about to debut, because debut means something else. But something derails it every time.
Oh, he's got a light tube.
Yeah, you gotta let the guy rest. Oh, he's got a weapon, he's got a light tube. Nope, denied. Well, the light tube was derailed, so we can't have that. Definitely bringing quite the showing for his debut. There's definitely a bright future in store for this young man. And that's what they always say for debuts, I think. But no, it's looking good.
I think just like every match should be billed as his debut until he actually debuts in real life.
I did joke, like, in terms of if I ever wrestled again, one of the gimmicks would be I'm retired and I want to be retired, and then someone phones up and offers me 20 quid, and I'm like, fine. And then every single match, even if I'm winning, I just look so annoyed that I have to do it. Like, maybe I slam someone and I still look in the huff, just like, man, I have to lose every time. And then every single time, do a retirement speech. Leave my boots in the ring, all the rest of it, and then the next promo was someone phoning me up going, 25 quid and a donut? Fine. And obviously come out to loser by Beck in like jean shorts and a flannel shirt and just unkempt hair and beards, like just the works. And obviously with the Scottish accent, I don't think I've got on the fake American accent again. No, let's never do that again. Shaun Walker, the character, is retired. He's got an allotment and 16 cats, and most importantly, he's never coming back.
How did like that come about? Because like your character when you first debuted and was like this kind of like basically like a almost like a standoffish prick kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of then all of a sudden you're like doing these promos, you know, in an American accent. Like
so you know the New Japan is not for kids videos?
Yeah.
So the specific one with like Gorilla Destiny and the squaring all the way through. I started doing that in training just to amuse myself.
Right.
Like I would never have done it on a show obviously, but just in training occasionally to amuse myself I thought, let's just go and swing shoot the squaring and get a reaction. And some of the feedback I got was it's like watching Eddie Murphy's Raw. So that kind of planted the seed in my head. And then I was going to be doing the first time I did a trios match with KOE. So that kind of put a kind of hip-hop thing in my head, and it sort of just came together for in time for the Scottish weekend with a match against Shug. Sorry, so okay, you coming in again? Come on, son, come on. And it just sort of all kind of came together. Like in my head it was kind of, I think everybody who went to high school knows this one kid who like left on Friday afternoon normal and then got a len of an album over the weekend, and on Monday they're like, yeah, my name's Killer D, and like, you're David Gallagher 2 days ago, what the hell's going on? And the idea was just, what if that guy never quite grew out of it, and it sort of just kind of went from there to as many ridiculous places as it could go, I guess. So that's a short version of how it came about and happened, but yeah, I can safely say it wouldn't be happening again. I think it's definitely run its course. And also I'd have to like train and stuff again, and I'm like, man, I'm 35, I'm too old for this shit.
Well, I mean, that's the age that DDP started at.
He's DDP.
No, that's a fair point.
Should retains. But what a showing for Brent. What a showing in his debut. There's a bright future in store for this young man. I feel the sky is the limit. Yeah, like DDP was maybe, that age, but also, you didn't have a look to 86.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a bit.
There's no way I'm making the top spot now with 86.
No, I mean, you're still on course to be in the upper reaches.
I can live with the upper reaches. I feel like me wrestling is going to bring it absolutely down. But this will be a 76 and ADM will be raging at me. Oh, Double Dragon Neon. I had that. Let's get that.
Alright. And Elwaster, if you're still there, you are about to see during this match during the entrance, another like parts craft thing I've tried to do myself.
I think it looks pretty, from what I've just seen there, I think it looks pretty accurate.
There's something extra in there though, for the entrance. And, to people in the chat, see if you can spot it, the thing I tried to make myself.
Let's just, if I start howling halfway through, both positively or negatively. I think it'll give the game away. Okay, we got the tune. First normal time I'm ever getting pyro. Oh, we've got the glasses. And the dance. Oh, the deal with it shades. That was one of the few good ideas I ever had, was to deal with it shades.
So yes, I had to make them myself.
And you did a sterling job. Those are fantastic. Like, even on like me looking in Discord at the small version of the screen, it's still very much identifiable. Oh, that's good work. I think there'll be. I should have just bought a bunch of those and just sold them, but never got around to it. And that's more for me for not trying to sell those for kids for exorbitant prices.
And for people in the chat, yes, he did used to wear those.
Oh yeah. Bought them in bulk off Amazon. Kept losing them. When I did them, I was like, where did I go?
That happens sometimes for like the opening
Yeah.
couple of frames because of the mods.
I can see myself using a front face lock there. That's actually accurate. I did favour that. So, let's see. A normal suplex. Yep, I did that. I'm just going to start like move counting. I look so much more built than I've ever looked in real life. I've very rarely body slammed folk, though I did take to using an emerald fusion now and again, which I quite enjoyed.
Oh yeah, I've got that in there.
Oh, good. I look forward to it. Hopefully get away from the remnants of my dinner. It's not for you.
That's what I've got set as your finish.
Emerald fusion. I could do that. I never used it as a finish, but that would work. It was a Goldust's finish, the final cut, that I kind of was using as a finish
right.
towards the end.
Right. Well,
Obviously,
you've got
Goldust's
that.
cycle.
Ask Manlin for some pointers.
Ah, well, he did take at least some of those moves, so that does make fair. Thank you, Manlin, for contributing. What a guy. And he's taken to streaming as well, I believe. So
Yeah.
when you get the chance, do check him out. I know there's a few of you on the Discord channel for Ginger Pepper now, so please. Oh, running forearm in the corner, definitely did that.
That reminds me, I'll need to add him to the thing where it like gives you the automatic notification.
Yeah.
Attempt at the tornado slap there.
Yeah. Good, we get some, martial arts kicks, some red house kicks from Awashigiri if we're getting Japanese with it. Very happy with that. Martin just pinning me and beating the shit out of me, also accurate. And straight up choking me in front of the referee. Alexander, come on, you're better than this. There we go, front face off again. No, so far as I remember, because a lot of the stuff I've tried to forget, very much accurate.
There's a thing I've been wondering as well, because like ADM obviously being, I think he's like the same age as yourself.
Roundabout, yeah, very close age.
So like, I'm semi-convinced that I vaguely remember him for like hanging about the galleries when I was wee.
You may well. I think he's more from like Alexandria, connected by bank ends, so
Right.
I guess you wonder how often if you lived out there when we were coming to town. Oh, I don't remember ever doing that to anyone. Whereas I lived in Lounsey when I was a teenager, so it was 2 train stops away. So for me, hanging around the galleries was definitely an easy thing. But you know what? I reckon it's not outside the realms of possibility. For the more international members of the chat, round about the early 2000s, like from 2001 to 2002, anyone of, let's say, an alternative persuasion, you know, anybody who was into the Slipknots and their Lump Biscuits and their Sum 41s and whatnot, would hang around outside Glasgow's Gallery of Modern Art, and known as the Galleries. And it was just, for a good few years, it was kind of an institution. If you wanted to see goths, moshers, punk, metalheads, that's just where they all went, and it was a wonderful little community.
Also, we've got Synchro in the chat, who you may know as Jackie Grady.
What? The opportunities I've given you today, Jackie, have been absolutely, like, I have not been doing you dirty, sir, is all I'm going to say. Where the fuck is Emily Hayden? All on Twitter going, I'm looking forward to the stream. No sign of her in the chat. Where are you? Where are you, pal? Gonna stream tease. What the hell is that about?
Well, I know she watched one of them before, but like didn't like comment or anything. But she did watch it, so
Right, I'm gonna
She may
look
be
at my
out there.
Twitter. If it's on there. Like, go on to the chat. Get into it. Let's see, notifications on the phone. I've got 7 notifications. Bloody hell, I've been ignoring them. Let's see. There's Jayla. Try not to call me by my actual name. Yeah, sorry, babes.
I came so close to doing that a few times.
Yeah. Sorry, we can blur it out later. Yep, Emily, show yourself. On you. Okay, so we're going to... Oh! Roundhouse kick to the head on the knee. I did something like that, but I'd kind of... Oh, 2.9. God, I almost won something. Best way I can put it is, do you remember the intro to Tekken 3? You know the thing Orang does, where he's got the guy by the arm, and he kind of kicks the head?
Right.
Oh, roundhouse kick to the head, yes. I did some... If the person was on their knees, I'd do something like that. I called it kind of like the... I called it the Mozambique, because, you know, like... Two in the chest, one in the head. Oh, pile driver, that's me dead. So, yeah, we did one where I'd kind of keep the arm, but they were on their knees, and it'd be like sort of, kind of like a curb stomp, but not really.
Right.
2.9, yeah, I'm not giving up yet. I don't come into retirement, I lose ADM, what's happening? So yeah, I had one of those. You know, so far, moves are very accurate, actually. I'm very impressed. Between yourself and Madden's effort. That was me taking bumps from the outside, that's not accurate, let's do that. My bag's ruined, I'm old. I did have a kick combination a little bit like that. Actually. Except it ended in a sort of spinning enziguri kind of thing.
In some cases, it's a case of like just going with whatever the closest is in the game.
Oh yeah, I can imagine it doesn't have every single kick known to humankind. That's what we use the old SmackDown PS1 games for. Oh, this music's still absolutely killing me. This is going at 15 minutes. We're going up. Just be doing a wee bit of a dance there. It's a shame you can't dab.
Someone will absolutely add that in when the moves graph comes out.
I imagine so.
Explosion on the outside.
Oh, 17, 18, 19.
Oh,
just and no more. And be dancing. What are you doing?
That Gato spot.
Oh, so close. You can just feel the tension in the virtual air. Big line, nothing wrong with that. Me getting a good few gut punches in. Ooh, nasty looking. How am I going to get up from that, I wonder? After 17 minutes.
Oh.
Did he take too much time in going for the pin? Nope. There we go. Down and out. ATM
It is
wins.
a Death Valley driver, after all.
It is. Like, I can't imagine myself getting up from that. I can't be mad at this at all.
That and he's your boy, so nay harm in putting him over.
No harm. To be a rest in peace, Shaun Walker. Well, 96. Okay, I can go with that. Yep. Oh, like I said earlier, Shaun Walker's never coming back.
No.
Not a chance.
Main event time: Joe Coffey versus Kevin Owens.
You're welcome, chat. You're welcome, viewers. And custom match music. Give your retirement speech, kid. I did a Facebook post like in August. That's
Extinction Party is the Lemmings one, by the way.
Oh, let's go with Lemmings music. Yes, let's ruin this incredible main event by giving it Lemmings music. I am all for this. Oh, good, I got a hot dog. I do like hot dogs, actually, so...
Right, you can't beat a hot dog.
Can't be a hot dog. Especially if they fry it in oil, they used to fry the peanuts in, which is kind of something you reference there, I believe. There we go, we get the custom, not quite Iron Man music, or legally distinct as possible. Nothing wrong with that. Keeps the lawyers away.
I just saw a J-list.
Yep, I'm a terrible husband. And human being. And also, can we just talk about how Kevin Owens' team is fucking great? Oh, it's a tune. So, I'm expecting this to do the business. This should go on for at least 45, if not more minutes.
Well, the longest match we've had on any of these shows is still Kazuchika Okada versus Gene Money.
Okay.
And in-game it went for 90 minutes.
90 minutes. Bloody hell. Like, I've seen, I think it was a long time ago now in ICW, it was the 60-minute matches that Joe and James Scott had back in the day. Or the actual Iron Man ones.
Yeah. Well, what that was, if I remember right, they had a 30-minute Iron Man match at the Square Go. And then, like, almost, like, they had the, like, sort of 15 to 20-minute break, like they usually do.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think James Scott was number
It
one
was,
in
yeah,
the
he was
Square Go,
first.
and he lasted the whole thing. So
That
he
was,
basically
like, quite a
wrestled
feat.
for like 90-odd minutes that night.
Now, that's a feat of conditioning. Nobody can take that away from anyone. That is genuinely astounding.
Oh, aye.
You wouldn't have seen me doing that, put it that way. Let's see how this is going to go. Outside in 3 minutes. Clearly, neither competitor is here to mess about. They are here for death, for glory, and well, presumably Rohan by the start of that speech. Oh man, can we get Carl Urban from Lord? Can we get various Carl Urbans in this? Like, you know, Rohan Carl Urban, Judge Dredd Carl Urban, Bones from Star Trek Carl Urban. I would love to see a show where it's just different Carl Urbans. Carl Urban from The Boys is Billy Butcher. Imagine that. That's a show I would watch, like in real life, if we could somehow clone him or hologram him into doing that.
If nothing else, out of curiosity.
And it has to be hosted by the hologram of Chris Hemsworth from Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I'm glad that you're laughing, because I'm pretty sure you're maybe the only person who's seen that film, apart from me. Oh, get Kurt Russell to face him too. Yeah, we can get Kurt Russell. We can get Val Kilmer dressed as Silent Bob. You get that. I'm glad we're seeing some Carl Urban love in the chat as well, because the man is wonderful. What else is he been in?
He was in Doom.
How the fuck did I forget Doom? Jesus Christ, of course. What a terrible, brilliant movie. And because he was in Doom, you could maybe see if The Rock would do a little bit of a favour.
That's a
Jackie,
weird
you
thing.
get Jason Mewes. Hold on, not to cut anybody off, but just in the chat. You're right, in the chat, please detail your interaction with Jason Mewes. Please,
By
I
all
need to
accounts
see
I've
it.
heard, he's a lovely man.
I imagine so, yeah, I mean. But no, I never knew this. How would you withhold such information from me, Jackie, you piece of shit? What would you do that for? Get it typed. I'm genuinely offended now that I'm only finding this out now. If I met Jason Mewes, that would be how I introduced myself to people as, hi, I'm Scott Tumilty. I've met Jason Mewes. Though I did see Kevin Smith live, I think years and years and years ago now, but it was at the Royal Concert Hall in Glasgow doing one of his big walkie-talkie things.
Oh,
It was the one where he was taking questions and someone asked a question and he pretended to storm off in a huff for a good 5 minutes and then came back wearing a kilt. Just going, man, this makes sense. Good read. Like, that was, stunner,
Oh.
yes. And it's over in 9. Did I just accidentally book a 9-minute main event? Oh my god, I am the worst at this. No one ever let me near the book in real life. Clearly, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Should have asked for longer.
Chainsaw met Jonah Ray and Joel Hodgson.
An 87% main event of Kevin Owens versus Joe Coffey. How did that happen?
I mean, still, well, 93 point something. So
Middle of the card then. Middle of the table.
93.2, which I'll have a quick look at the leaderboard.
Okay, Jonah Ranger Hodgson, it's pretty good, but I mean, it's not Jason Mewes.
Oh
And
no,
I'm not
Joe
seeing your
Hodgson's
explanation-
pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I'm still not seeing your explanation of meeting Jason Mewes, Jackie. I want it. I want it. The stream can... Oh, there we go. Right as I say it, there he is. Met him at MCM at Comic Con dressed as Sephiroth. Makes sense with the hair you got. He signed a figure of himself for me and took my phone for several selfies. Guests were usually behind the desk, but he was in front being interactive with people. You know what? That warmed my heart to know that he was just getting right in amongst it. I take you mean MCM Glasgow. Was he? I don't know if he's ever been to MCM Glasgow. Did you travel down to London for that one? I've been to one MCM London to do a sort of panel for VidFest where everybody was at London. There we go. Everyone was wanting to talk to my fellow Geek and Sundry alumnus Sachi, who is way more high profile than I'll ever be, but she was late coming in, so I just had to jump on stage first shouting, "Hello, disappointed cosplayers, I'm not Sachi," and then ramble for like 20 minutes, and much like I'm doing now, and just talk absolute shit. I had a great time. I also sneakily managed to drink some rum in the middle of the con floor, just because by day 2 I was kind of bored and annoyed. So I kind of had a wee half bottle tucked in my pocket and went around with a friend of mine, just kind of going, "Swig, there you go," just to say I did it. It was not a good rum.
You have not caught your wife.
I've not, no.
Because she's joint fourth with Shug.
Okay.
So you, out of now 35, you slot into 13th place.
Okay, I can go with that.
Which puts you just above Emily Hayden.
Get it right fucking up you.
By 0.1%.
Oh, so sweetly horrible.
So the only people above you are Brent Carter,
Motherfucker. I gave him his debut as well.
Viper,
Fair.
Amy Alonzi,
Yeah, I can't be mad at that.
Manlin,
Motherfucker.
Rob Downey,
Fair enough, yeah.
Dina Winwood.
Coco.
Wait, I've messed up. Oh, I've messed up here.
Wait, what?
No, so you'll be in 12th place.
Yes!
Because when I put Brent Carter's second attempt in, I forgot to remove his old score. So.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah. So above you is Viper, Amy Alonzi, Manlin, Rob Downey, Dina Winwood, Brent Carter, Jayla Dark, Shug. My friend Maya, who was top for a ridiculously long time after booking a Benny Hill Speed pre-show for Viper, Andrew Everett, and Hayley the Tiny, the referee from Northern Ireland.
Well, I feel that I'm in esteemed company there. I think we've done a good showing for ourselves. He still got it. Okay, so we got this. We talked earlier, and that went quite quickly. So, do we have time maybe to do what we talked about earlier, which was the dream match, Dan Severn versus Steve Blackman?
Absolutely.
Excellent. I would like to see that. And we have to choose an incredibly inappropriate soundtrack for such a hard-hitting match.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely. Just something wholesome. Nothing noteworthy happened this month. Motherfucker, I came 13th. That's noteworthy.
Emily's fit again. Undertaker has left WWE.
What?
Jericho has left AEW. Page, that'll be Ricky Shane Page. I'll say no because I don't know who Candy Lee wants to book.
That's true. You don't want to force her hand that way.
So come out of there.
Taker left WWE. In Fire Pro, not in real life. Don't get excited, chat. Oh, they're not Adam met Mark Henry and exploded. Were the two linked, or are those just two different things that you did that day? So there we go, Fire Pro. So it's time for the real main event.
Right,
no offense to Joe and Kevin Owens, although let's face it, 9 minutes and 87.5%.
What style of match?
Oh. So we get cage match, Sparrows match, gruesome fighting.
Gruesome fighting's like UFC in a cage, by the way.
Let's go. You know what? Let's play to their strengths. Let's have it almost like the Lions Den match. Dan Severn, Steve Blackman, in the octagon. Let's do it. Oh, and right next to Mark Henry was Jim fucking Ross. Little side, when the wonderful Jayla Dark, to use a wrestle name on purpose, won the Fierce Females title, Jim Ross was actually in attendance in that show, watching from the balcony.
I forgot about that.
Which was the coolest goddamn thing, let's be honest.
The coolest goddamn thing was that I made it there in time to see the match.
That Yeah, that was
after
pretty cool,
having to
yeah.
bolt across the country from Dalkeith.
Oh, of course, yes. But I'm glad it wouldn't have been the same not to have you there, literally losing your shit and shouting yes.
Yeah. I mean, the mobile footage that got put up on the Twitter, you can absolutely hear me on it.
Well, think of it as a testament to both lung capacity and diaphragm strength.
I mean, I remember because you obviously have done a lot of camera work for them.
Oh, yes.
I remember you saying that I could be seen and heard when she had the match with, I want to say it was Rio, where I finally got to see her win.
I think it was Chikara.
Chikara, that was it.
Yeah, that's who she finally beat.
And I was springing about the place and shuggling the guy next to me and stuff. And
Also, wonderful use of the word shuggle there. Definitely an underused and underrated word, I feel.
so
Let's
Smash,
look at the, let's have,
Smash 'em Rip 'em, by the way, is the Tifa theme remix that I was on about.
Okay, we'll keep that. Let's have a look at the really old stuff and let's see what we got. And then if not, we'll come back to Smash and Rip 'em. So what else do we have? What else do we have? Main theme, we've already had Mute City.
Bunch of Twin Peaks music.
Main theme could work. Midnight Resistance. Is that Midnight Resistance the old shooter?
Yep.
Okay, we'll keep that on the list. We'll keep that there. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we got Leperv. That could work. Killer Instinct, Holiday Road. We've already had Golden Axe.
Holiday Road is... No, we didn't do Golden Axe. And Holiday Road is instrumental cover by Dance with the Dead.
Okay, let's scroll up a little bit to see what's there, but I'm actually thinking Golden Axe. It feels like for a fight between Dan Severn and Steve Blackman, Golden Axe seems like a definite... It seems appropriate, I think. Kind of epic enough in scale that it would really portray the event that is going on. Look at them both with their hands up there, professionals.
There we go.
Here we go. Here we goddamn well go. Yes, this is... I didn't realise it until now, but this match with Golden Axe theme in the background is everything that I dreamed of. Steve Blackman going for the submission early. Nice single leg takedown by Dan Severn. Followed by a fireman's carry. Oh, and a waistlock. Some nice knees to the back. Dan Severn did not come here to mess about, but then again, why would he? He's Dan motherfucking Severn.
The crowd split, by which I mean the chat.
The chat. Okay, let's see who we've got. One for Steve, one for Dan, and some Ricochet and Page and Nick Gage arguments going on earlier as well. Oh, good, some hard knees by Steve Blackman.
As always,
attempt
Chris
a
Hero
roundhouse
in the
kick.
front row.
Of course. Well, I mean, I can imagine this be a Chris Hero Street. Oh, return hard knees by Dan Severn. Again, a lot of roundhouse kicks attempts by Steve Blackman, not connecting. Obviously better than CM Punk's attempts at roundhouse kicks that time, but let's never talk about that again. Christ. Reversal by Dan Severn. This is so far very much competitive. Neither competitor backing down, but that's exactly what you would expect from this type of matchup. Hard hitting, anything goes, no one backing down, no one showing an inch of pain.
That's the first time I've ever seen a Muta lock in an MMA fight.
Well, there you go, I mean, it's God's place. Of course, Dan making it to the cage edge, managing to break free. Front face lock from Steve Blackman into a knee, into a reverse. Ooh, again, got it in the center, but no, Dan breaks free.
I've seen a giant swing in an MMA fight.
Dang.
Genki Sudo did that.
Huh.
And won.
I mean, if you're in a position where someone giant swings you, you've won the moral victory by that point anyway.
Giant swings snapped into a heel hook.
Nice.
Was every bit as cool as it sounds.
So a few lock-up attempts, neither man gaining an advantage until Steve Blackman hits that. Oh no. Oh, ground and pound from Dan, taking things to a different place. Big release suplex here from Steve Blackman. Lovely stuff, picking up by the hair. What a meanie. Oh, roundhouse kick to the back of the head. Illegal, I think, under MMA rules, but in this cage, anything goes. As you can see, Steve's a little bit rocked there. It takes a suplex from Dan Severn. Getting his distance there until he can hit a DDT in an MMA fight. Okay.
Well, these are the WWE versions of them, so...
I guess. Again, the old Lions Den match, followed by that steel circle with other cars. Which I can't remember what that was called. The unsanctioned one. From years back with Ken Shamrock and Steve Blackman.
I think it was just called a Lions Den match.
I thought was the Lions Den not the sort of pseudo octagon? And then
I thought that was the one you were on about.
Yeah, no, there was another one. It was Ken Shamrock and Steve Blackman. It was an unsanctioned one, like in a car park, surrounded by cars with the floodlights on. I can't remember what that was called. Hopefully, someone in the chat can help us out with that. Okay, so we get 2 for Steve and 1 for Dan. Jackie for Dan, we get CM Chainsaw and the Wall Hippo for Steve Blackman. So it's, including me, 3-1 for Steve Blackman. As much as I love Dan Severn. Steve Blackman with a wonderful looking armbar there. No tap yet, and we're just coming up to the end of round 2. There we go, Dan Severn with the taunt there, clearly. Oh, and a lovely takedown after that into some ground and pound. Steve has got his hands up, so he is actively defending himself. Again, into a front face lock to bring him back into the center of the cage. Steve Blackman winning by a knee to the sternum in 4 minutes and 40 seconds of round 2. Presumably, either he's broken a rib or he's hit the solar plexus, directly taking away Dan's ability to breathe. And a 91% match evaluation.
So now we have to put him up against a true MMA legend.
Okay, yep.
By which I mean WCW's The Wall.
Oh yeah, definitely. Clearly.
The reason being that when we did the all day stream the other week, we threw in a bunch of MMA fights for a laugh.
Okay.
And The Wall was in one, and he won.
Right.
And he ended up going 9-1 in MMA fights.
Damn. So are we going to see if 9-1? So we're going to see if Steve Blackman can upset the ratio a little bit.
Yeah. And if we're going inappropriate music, Moon theme.
Of course.
He KO'd The Rock in 3 minutes.
God damn! I've seen The Rock do the time game.
He beat Haku.
He beat Haku. Well, now I know that wrestling isn't real.
It took the bear to beat him.
The bear, not just a bear. The bear.
An actual giant bear.
Actual giant. Oh, that music. Lovely takedown after catching a kick from Steve Blackman there. The Wall not phased in the slightest. Double axe handle to the back, followed by some vicious stomps. Steve Blackman, forearm to the back of the head. This is going to be violent. This is going to be brutal. This is frankly just going to be uncomfortably erotic. And here we go. Boston Crab. No one is giving it an inch in this competition. Second attempt at the Boston Crab. Clearly the Wall looking to work on the lower back of Steve Blackman. Steve Blackman again catching a kick with the takedown, but taking a knee to the face. Oh, look at that camel clutch.
That could be it, Chainsaw. He thinks that match might have been called the Iron Circle.
The Iron Circle, yes. I think you're correct. I think that's what we're working on. Although I don't know if the match was that great, but I want to kind of go and watch it again, because in my mind it's like perfection. But, you know, you remember things differently to how they actually are. It's like when you play old video games on the actual hardware at the time, and you're like, oh, this runs like crap and it's not in 1080, who'd have thought? Which is why I accidentally bought a old PC that time.
Oh, and Chainsaw's found the match.
That was some quick work. That was fully loaded 99. Okay, I'm going to go look that up once we're done with the stream. Who's our official? Is it Senior Official or is it a different one we've got?
Oh, for this fight? Mm-hmm. It's the Giant from Twin Peaks.
Of course. We'll have to get another one with, of course, Senior Official. because it's my favourite name. Socks, are you coming into the room or not, son? Come on, in you come.
Oh, that would have been
so-
cool, Spike Dragon. See how Steve Blackman would have done in like UWFI or Rings.
Yeah. Oh, Steve Blackman with the submission early. Is he going to ruin the Wall's day? Going for a variety of submissions early, actually. It's quite interesting. Oh, but then just the big Alabama slam. Bloody hell.
Is Steve Blackman even from Alabama?
I do not know. I may sneakily Wikipedia that while the match is going on. Let's have a look. Where, if he is, let's see. Where's he billed from?
And if he's not, is that a DQ?
He's billed from Annville, Pennsylvania, and residence in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So I don't think it's a DQ, but it may well be frowned upon. Nice reversal there by Batman, a big back body drop.
Maybe like
Going
loses
for
points
another
if
submission.
it goes to draw.
Yeah, that would make sense. A bear hug from the Wall. Trying to squeeze the air out of Blackman's lungs, leaving him unable to do things. But it didn't work. He's clearly got enough cardio and enough air to do all the back body drops you could want. In the meantime, Socks is contemplating coming up on my lap, and he does, ladies and gentlemen. Socks is now a happy little lap cat.
Beautiful reversal.
Blackman, beautiful armbar there.
Out
Doesn't
of the choke
quite
slam
get the
attempt.
submission. Again, the Wall going back to that Boston Crab, the lower back of Steve Blackman. Between that and all those reversals, surely must now be in agony. Another attempt at that beautiful jumping armbar. Will he get the submission this time? No, he will not. Massive slam by the Wall there, picking up by the hair, manhandling Steve Blackman. Steve Blackman suplexing him against the cage in return. Absolutely no quarter given. Another suplex, trying to drive the air out of the Wall, and it didn't work. Round 3. So already the Wall has lasted longer than Dan did, giving Steve Blackman a longer and harder fight. Roundhouse kick to the back of the head by Steve Blackman. Didn't phase him.
The murder
Lariat.
round. This is usually the furthest these fights go, the third round.
Yeah. That's true, that's true. Anything else, and we will have a true epic on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Blackman with the win with the pump kick.
With the pump kick, nice!
I mean,
So, there we go, Steve Blackman took down...
a
The
9 and 2
remainder of the
record.
time, can we just make it Blackman Fest? Just who else can Steve Blackman batter? Actually, in the chat, yes, Jackie, Steve Blackman, I believe, is a bounty hunter. So I would like suggestions in the chat for who else would you like to see Steve Blackman and nobody else fight. Just Blackman emote incoming. Okay, okay.
We could do, yeah. I mean, next time I get a sub emote, because they're full up right now,
Okay.
is we've got like the Ukes piss take logo, yikes. We've got the
Joe Exotic. We would never financially recover from that. Mr. Sandman, is that Steve Blackman? Yeah, goddamn right, that's Steve Blackman.
yes,
Favorite wrestler of the time.
we've
I
got
probably should
the yikes one,
explain
the
to Steve.
critical one. That we've got our main referee, Big Hands Johnson, and we've got one of the Wall.
Okay.
Everyone says Jackie Grady.
Yeah, let's do it. Jackie Grady versus Steve Blackman. I want to see that. I should probably explain the Steve Blackman fixation. It goes back to when I was still actively wrestling and training. One of the questions that comes up when you do such a thing is, who's your favourite wrestler? Here's the thing, I don't think anybody ever answers that honestly. Sort of a, you want to be perceived as the real work and all the rest of it. So you've got all these 19-year-olds pretending that they were straight tapes back in 1996 and earlier, and naming all the most obscure stuff they can. A bit like, I guess, scholar of wrestling. And I get it, it makes sense at the time. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm a big fan of John. I like to answer these things honestly, and when I was younger, I liked the wrestlers that I could identify with. Well, he was a bit smaller, and I'm hardly a beast of a human being. And also, I've done martial arts for many years, my second dan black belt. I teach kids it now, which is weird. And, you know, here comes Taki Michinoku doing all this, you know, martial arts inspired stuff. So there's a little bit of me going, I'm a bit like that guy. He's now my favourite. After that, you had the Hardy Boys when they teamed up with Michael Hayes. I was getting into metal and stuff then. And you've got, like, you know, they've got the baggy jeans and the tops. I'm like, oh, they're moshers. I'm a bit like them.
Huh.
And then I'm still doing martial arts, and then it comes Steve Blackman. Of course I like Steve Blackman, he's a martial artist. So was I. He's obviously a much better martial artist than I will ever be, but still, the connection is there. And so it just became, yeah, Steve Blackman overall. So that's why we're having Blackman Fest.
Is the audio gone, folks?
Oh, we seem to have lost some... Yep, is the audio totally gone? It's definitely gone at my end. I don't know if anybody else can hear me.
It's still showing as the audio thing. Oh, we're back. Because I know the audio went a bit funny because.
Oh, the audio's back. Is that back for Scott, myself, and for Adam? Because I can only hear myself. I can't hear the game or anything else.
Oh, right. Give me a second. I'll see if I can fix that.
My audio gone.
So
I think my audio device is still working. If not,
that was on me. One sec.
are we back at all?
Is the game audio back for you?
Okay, the only thing is I can't hear Adam or the stream.
Huh.
So this is getting a little bit weird. Something's gone a little bit wrong. Hold on. Ginger. Good, I'm getting a tapey message. Okay, we're going to restart, not the stream, but the call between me and Adam. So let's do that and see if it fixes any of the problems.
Right. Sorry about this, folks. We should get it sorted now. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes.
Alright. So the audio went a bit funny because that happens sometimes if the controller plug falls out when the game's running. Which happened.
I see.
But we're good now. We're all good.
We're good. We're back, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. Thank you for sticking around due to our tiny, slight technical difficulties.
For Jackie Grady versus Steve Blackman.
Oh, I want to see this match in real life. I love how your previous comment, Jackie, is everything is fine now. Well, it's not going to be at this particular point. Because you're fighting Steve motherfucking Blackman. And he starts with a big European uppercut. Well, you may as well go hard or go home, Jackie.
So what would your strategy be against Steve Blackman?
My personal one? Just to grab his leg and scream, Daddy. Pretty much. Just much as I love my actual father, who's still very much alive and well, is to try and get him to promise to, in the event of my father's death, one day adopt me as his son. That would pretty much be my strategy. And failing that, just try and take the ass kicking with a little bit of pride.
See, like I always tell people that my dad is Ray Rougeau. Because in the 80s, my dad had a moustache that made him look remarkably like Ray Rougeau, albeit like a smaller, more slight Scottish version.
Aye.
And without going into heavy into the details, my dad's an arsehole and I've not spoke to him in about 20 years. So
fair enough.
So basically I just tell people, my dad's Ray Rougeau. Which means I've got my good old Uncle Mounty as well.
Is that why you carry some rolled up quarters with you at all times?
Oh, of course. You can't be too careful in case any like sort of rogue dynamite kids come at you.
Oh, of course, of course. I should also point out my dad isn't an arsehole when I spoke to him yesterday, just in case anyone's thinking that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my dad that's the arsehole, don't worry, folks.
Someone's saying that, Jackie, you're saying your dad is Jeff Jarrett. Well, again, you've met Jason Mewes, your dad's Jeff Jarrett. I'm learning so much about you today. And you've lasted a full round with Steve Blackman, so there you go. You've had quite a day.
You know, like, Jackie was born sort of like, what, mid-90s? So The timing of that and being alone with his baby tonight, that works out.
You know, it does. Does that mean, given the timing, is Deborah his mum?
Oh, wow.
Does that mean you had Stone Cold Steve Austin as a stepfather for a brief period of time?
And also Steve Mongo McMichael.
Let's not talk about him.
Why not?
For various reasons. Jackie just, it was pretty epic. God, Jackie's connected is all I'm saying. In terms of wrestling industry, Jackie has more connections than you or I will ever have. In the deep lore of Fire Pro Wrestling. Fire Promoter.
Also, part of the
secret?
lore is that Rob Mills is on the run from the law.
I thought that was just the truth.
Yeah.
I can imagine it. Bless him. No, Rob Mills is lovely. There's the deep lore. I mean, Jackie, does this mean you're like sort of like the son of Jeff Jarrett, the stepson of Steve Austin, but in the same way that in Tekken, like Lars is technically Heihachi's son, but he's just like, I just had you to prove a point for an experiment, you know, really, and he kind of disowns him. I'm sure Jackie has drew at least a dime.
Yeah.
I haven't. It even says so on the poster for this particular stream. Never drew a dime. Ain't starting now.
Well, that's not true. I paid to see the headbanders.
There you go.
I went to Discovery.
At least one ticket.
Very, very excited to see the headbanders.
I was excited to wrestle the headbanders at one time. I'm a simple Lars in the story. Well, think of it. Much as it may hurt to be the Lars in this story, it will never hurt as much as Lars Ulrich's bass drum timing.
Or his snare drum production.
Oh, well, that was one album, to be fair. He only did that the once, but once was enough.
Oh, and Blackman with a win off a Bulldog.
Off a Bulldog? Well, you know what? You got to round 3 with Steve Blackman, Jackie. I think you can be proud of yourself.
Oh, Eddie Gray. I outlasted Dan Severn.
You know what? You did. You did. You can go back to the school once we're all not having a social distance, and you can tell that story. And you can have everybody else down at the Record School, or is it the West Lothian Pro Wrestling Academy now, bow down in awe of your prowess and your endurance.
So who's next for Steve Blackman?
Let's ask the chat first, and then potentially ignore it if it's boring. No offense, lads. So we've had Jackie. Who else? Who would want to go up? From, you know, like people in Scotland, like people we know. Like I want to keep it to, at this point I kind of wanted to keep it to people that we know and love.
Alright.
Let's see.
Well,
and who have we not booked yet?
I've got one.
Who have you got? Who have you got? I want to see this.
Bobby Roberts.
You know what? Bobby's pretty legit. Like Bobby can fight. We also saw that boxing match he had. Let's go for it. Let's have Bobby Roberts versus Steve Blackman. Oh, maybe later Blackman versus Damo. We could have that. I think Steve Blackman did already beat the Bear a couple of weeks ago.
Tigre's got Camille from NWA versus the Bear.
We could have that later on. Although I am enjoying Blackman Fest, just like the Blackman Gauntlet. Who else
we do usually finish with the Bear fighting someone, so...
But we need to finish with the Bear fighting someone, but in the meantime, I quite like just the Blackman Gauntlet.
I mean, if you ever come back, we could make this like your regular thing. You know, like...
the Blackman Gauntlet. Or Death by Blackman.
Yeah. I mean, he's not lost yet.
That's true, that's true. He's undefeated on today's stream. No, again, 100% Scottish beef, Bobby Roberts. Good showing for himself. Look at the arms on him today as well. Look at that.
I've been trying to make him in time for Saints stream.
Little known fact, he has very, very sharply defined calves. Look out for it next time you see him wrestle.
He also has one of the best Stone Cold Steve Austin impressions I have ever heard.
That is true, famous for it.
It was literally his gimmick in ICW for a while.
Hearing it live as well is something, it's so vocally spot on, it's uncanny, frankly.
I remember, like, one of the Fringe shows, he actually it came outside like when the queue was still going, and, like just totally in character as Steve Austin, and just like cutting promos on everybody in the queue.
That sounds about right. And it sounds like some laugh as well. I would have
Oh,
done
it was
that.
great. It was fantastic.
I would have done the exact same thing.
For anyone
So,
that doesn't know, the story was, for a while, Bobby Roberts was, like, as well as part of the ring crew for ICW, he was the sort of on-screen head of security.
Yeah.
And during an altercation at one of their bigger shows, he took a bump to the head and got carried to the back. And then came out later in the show believing himself to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. And as I understand it, it was just intended to be just like a daft joke for the night because he does such a good Austin impression. But it got over so well that it was actually his gimmick in the company for a few months.
Yeah, he made his money out of that, I'll tell you.
I love
Those shirts been presumed
Aye,
gold.
the whip t-shirt.
Yeah, they saw. Hello, Il Tigre Jungle. And yes, I am well. I'm in a room. I've had some dinner. I've got 2 cats, one of whom is just resting on the bed next to me. And I have watched Steve Blackman kick the living shit out of a number of people. So really, unless I can find myself some dessert, life doesn't get much better. Ooh, I could go some dessert actually. That does sound good. That may be on the menu for after the stream. You know what? Bobby Roberts is again giving a good show of himself. As you can see just there, he had Steve Blackman staggered and dizzy for a little while. So, man, if Bobby Roberts was a person to beat Steve Blackman, what would that mean?
I mean, I imagine if you told him, you'd never hear the end of it.
I might just. If he wins this, I might actually just text him like, mate, you just beat Steve Blackman.
No explanation or anything. Oh my god, he did it.
You're... My fucking Christ. What have I done? What have I done? Bobby Roberts beats Steve Blackman in the cage. 3 minutes and 45 seconds in round 2. Well, I guess, you know what? Winner stays on. Who do we have fighting Bobby Roberts now?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, I feel like actually winner stays on rules until we end with the bear works for me.
Alright.
So, again, suggestions in the chat.
Yeah, we can also go random if people prefer. Also, switch the referee per your request to senior official.
Excellent. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for suggestions in the chat because I need to pee again.
Okay.
So that will give us a little window of time for people to make the suggestions of it who is going to be a reigning king of Death by Blackman, even though it's not Steve Blackman right now. So give me 2 seconds.
So far we got Max Impaler, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, I feel like Steve Austin's a good shout. Giselle Shaw. I mean, these are all good shouts. I feel like Steve Austin's the best one because of the story we just told about Bobby, but Shane McMahon, also a good shout. Oh, I love Giselle Shaw, Adam, but like Steve Austin's the most apropos one, I feel. Bobby Roberts versus John Robertson, I like that. Nevea. I think I'm saying, I don't know if I'm saying that right, or is it Neve?
And we are back. So let's have a look at the chat and see.
We've had some great suggestions. So we've had Max the Impaler, who's an American wrestler, a new upcoming wrestler, former powerlifter, lovely woman as well.
Familiar with, yes.
We've got Stone Cold Steve Austin, which I feel is a pretty apropos one.
That would be good.
We've got Giselle Shaw.
Giselle, that could be a shout. Giselle versus Bobby Roberts.
We've
Okay.
got Shane McMahon.
Fuck that.
Jake Roberts.
Interesting.
We've got John Robertson, stand-up comedian, host of The Dark Room, who I've got on here.
Oh, of course, yes.
Nevea.
Okay. Shark Boy, I see.
Shark Boy, yeah. So, who are you thinking?
You know what? I think Giselle. I want to see Giselle.
Giselle, who, again, like with Bobby Roberts, I made myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the UK and especially the Scottish and Irish scene, not well represented on the workshop, so I've been trying to fix that.
So Giselle versus Bobby Roberts in the cage. Winner stays on. Everybody gets paid. And Senior Official, excellent.
Please.
Oh man, we don't get Giselle's entrance music though, that's a shame. Athletic star though. And matching power with Bobby Roberts, followed by a massive slam. This is going to be one for the ages.
You can do shoot
ladies and
fights in a
gentlemen.
ring, so you do get the entrances.
Okay, well, I mean, we're in the cage now, so we'll have to leave it, but next time. God, look how fast Senior Official moves. Wish I could move that fast, especially around Tesco. And a drop kick to the back of the head. This is definitely a more acrobatic contest than we've been used to so far. Everything else has been very grounded. You see Giselle bringing a different style. Will that be enough to overpower our reigning Death by Blackman champion, Steve? Well, he's obviously the champion of my heart, but it should be Bobby Roberts. And a slap followed by an elbow. Oh, this is turning into a slobber knocker, to borrow the term from Jim Ross, ladies and gentlemen. Elbow to the back of the head, followed by a single leg Boston Crab.
And just like Jim Ross, he almost messed up the names.
Almost, but not quite. Caught myself. What a professional. Look, Giselle lightly staggered there, but back to Compos Mentis. Seeing a lot of body slams here, and some chops, some fights, and a little bit of trash talk as well. We have a trade-off, which Bobby Roberts is the winner of, into a Boston Crab. Giselle does break free though, clearly not quite ready to submit. Stomps of her own, it's lower back versus lower back at the moment. Whose is going to give out first?
I do feel like Giselle is at a disadvantage here. You know, she's quite a high-flying individual, and a lot of that offense nullified in this kind of environment.
Yep, without the aid of ropes. But as you can see from some of the early offense, Giselle does have a hell of a jump. Does she need the ropes to gain that leverage? Judged by that missed drop kick, not so much. She can get on into the air of her own accord. But there you see again, going for the drop kick. Clearly, I see what you're saying, but it looks like the lack of ropes and turnbuckles is not yet proving to be a disadvantage. Only time will tell if she will need that extra momentum and extra height to put down the reigning champ Bobby Roberts.
We'd like to thank Thundercats for providing the background music for this fight.
And also just for everything they've done for the community.
Of course. This is being pan
Of Thundera.
of course.
Of course. I've got 2 episodes of Thundercats that I can remember. There's the one, the sort of feature-length one where, like, basically everyone's just fucking with Lionel so he can stay in charge. Like, he's got to race Chitara and he's got to fight Panthro and something involving a car. Like, it's this trial of aging or something. It's just everyone going, God, shall we just fuck with him for a whole day? And which, you know, at the time when I was a child, I think I rented it from not a video shop, but a van that would drive around the small village in Fife I lived in.
Oh.
And you could rent videos from it. I think he eventually got an actual shop, but for a while, yeah, he'd just drive around the streets and you'd, like an ice cream van, and you'd all pile in. And yeah, that's one of the things I rented, was that episode of Thundercats. Now, the other one I remember from watching it at a mate's house years later, Canadian fucking Destroyer from Giselle Shaw, nice. Was, I think, Mum Ra trying to influence people as they slept. But he had this sort of invocation like, I, Mum Ra, do this fucking thing. But the episode was just 20 minutes of him going around every single of the Thundercats and Thunderkits going, aye, I'm going to ramble and turn into Boris Johnson, whatever. Like just, and it basically just went on for ages. Bobby Roberts rules again. 4 minutes 39 of round 2. So winner stays on. Bobby Roberts is the reigning king of death by Blackman. Which I'm gonna have to get in Photoshop and get like a canvas logo done or something.
I mean, you're certainly better at Photoshop than I am, so.
Well, Jailer Dark's better than both of us, so.
Oh, fair enough.
So, who else did we have? We had Shark Boy in there, we had Shane McMahon, we had Jake Roberts, Maxie Impaler. Who are you thinking, Adam? Who are you thinking should be next to go up against our reigning shoot fight champion? Let's have Shark Boy. Let's have Shark Boy versus Bobby Roberts. Because hopefully his Twitter's going to blow up and he's going to have no idea why.
Oh, I'm in the wrong section.
Yep, hailing from the aquarium. So, there he is, just above me, where most wrestlers should be, to be fair. Shark Boy in the cage versus Bobby Roberts. Let the carnage commence. Is gill hooking illegal? I know fish hooking is illegal, but if he's Shark Boy, presumably he has gills. I imagine hooking someone in the gills would be extremely painful, so much so that I feel like it would be an unfair advantage, and in fact, should be outlawed in the rules of this contest. Okay, Shark Boy with a sneaky little elbow there, very nice.
This music provided, of course, by Silverhawks.
Of course. And providing an epic soundtrack to a truly epic clash of in-ring generals. Again, Bobby Roberts going for that Boston Crab,
and
to no avail.
Both of them like to utilise a stunner.
Well, there you go. Oh, we could have a stunner trade-off. That is something that I would actually watch, to be honest. You know, everyone taking longer and longer to get up between them, so eventually the match goes an hour and there's only 5 moves step. It's my kind of wrestling. But I am a contrary green face shit at the best of times. Oh, nice backbreaker from Shark Boy there.
I'm also trying to imagine Bobby Roberts doing like the Rock sell for it.
I love the Rock sell for it. It's one of my favourite things in wrestling, is just watching the Rock sell a stunner as extravagantly as he can. It warms my heart. It genuinely makes me happy. Oh, big sidewalk slam. We've seen some moves we haven't seen used so far today.
One of my favourite sells for it was actually Scott Hall.
The big bounce one, the famous, the sell of 1,000 gifts. It is a lovely one though. I always like the Rock having like bounce and then a bounce afterwards, like really kicking his legs up into the air for it. It spoke to me in a weird way.
It's like the kind of sell you would do for it if you were like playing in the backyard with your like pals when you were wee or something.
Hell, I would do it in real life if I was still wrestling. Playing? No, I would just do it. Oh, okay. Oh, no, end of the round. I got excited there for a second. Nope, it's just the end of the round. There's Bobby Roberts with some stiff forearms to the face, followed by an attempt at clothesline. Shark Boy ducks under and comes back with some forearms of his own. Ooh, no, that will take the wind out of Shark Boy there. Assuming they breathe. Stunner! There we go, we've had a stunner. Followed by a bulldog. Both competitors down for a brief period. Clearly that took everything it had out of them. Bob Roberts following up with a power blade. We saw one reversed earlier by Shark Boy to no avail. However, he does come back with a backbreaker.
Oh, Bobby Roberts with another win.
With another. Damn!
And again in the second round.
In the second round. Well, you know what, at this point, it's just a case of will anyone make it to the murder round versus the absolute killer, Bobby Roberts. Right, let's see if we have any more suggestions in the chat.
Alright.
We could have Jake Roberts. I kind of want to save Steve Austin for like as late as we possibly can.
Oh yeah.
Let's have Jake Roberts then. Let's have Jake. Or actually, no, let's have Maxie Impaler.
Alright. Again.
And then we'll have Jake Roberts afterwards.
Made by me.
Yep.
Because it's not all the local people that I make, it's some others too.
Good. So let's have Maxie Impaler. We could have China, but let's give it to someone who hasn't, who's still on the up and up, as you said. Still very much making a name for themselves. So let's have that. Yeah. Maxi Impaler versus Bobby Roberts in the cage. You know, whoever's winning at Death by Blackman in the cage gets to fight the bear at the end. I think that's a fair way to do it. Yeah, we're fighting both to see how long the streak can go, but also who gets the right to fight the bear after fighting like 4 or 5 folk in a row.
I mean, I've been running on, so we can literally keep this going as long as you want. So,
well, let's say until 10 o'clock, because sadly I am working tomorrow. So
fair enough.
So we got time for maybe a couple more, and then we can have the bear fight at the end. I feel like this is the start of the first X-Men movie, where it's just Hugh Jackman just beating the shit out of people in the cage with very little effort put in. Just boof, knockout, who next? And then he has to run away with Anna Paquin. Okay, so we'll get a bit of fight Max Impaler so far. Definitely not backing down. Former
like national level power lifter, so certainly strength in there.
Definitely want to have to worry about going toe-to-toe strength-wise with Bobby Roberts, and as a national powerlifter, probably even a strength advantage over the big man. Although a little bit of trouble lifting him, Bobby Roberts blocks, reverses it into a suplex of his own. However, no problems picking him up that second time. Maybe it was just a case of gauging the weight and what you would need.
The only downside for her is that she loves to use the spear as a finishing manoeuvre. Obviously can't get the bounce from the ropes for that.
That is true, so you got to wonder, does she have the explosiveness in her cardiovascular training to really get that momentum up to hit the spear with its full efficiency, to really grab the full potential of the spear? Hopefully we'll find out an answer to that question. However, big clothesline flooring Bobby Roberts there. Again, no one backing down. Ooh, double axe handle to the back of the head. Oh, round 1 done, so will Max last more than 2 rounds with Bobby Roberts?
The Bobby round.
You hit the Bobby Death round. Or Bobby Death Roast, if you get that reference there. That's an old school British reference, not even in wrestling, just old British entertainment of the 80s and early 90s.
I actually get the reference. Whether the chat will or not, I don't know.
We'll find out. If you don't get the reference, I'm going to feel hell of an old, so even if you don't in the chat, just say you do. It'll make me feel a lot better about life. Okay. Bobby Roberts staggered a little bit there.
Oh!
Max takes the win in round 2. This is now the Impaler round. Okay, so new suggestions in the chat. Who would you like to see fight Max the Impaler in the cage? Also, yeah, a little bit of zombie there. Nice.
Yeah, for some reason, only some of the... I think it's like a side effect of the mod. So, like, for some reason, only some of the themes seem to work at the end of the MMA fights.
Okay.
It's a weird one, but whatever.
So, still waiting on suggestions in the chat. We need someone to fight our new defending Death by Blackman champion.
So we've got a shout for Nevaeh. Anybody else?
Nevaeh. Anybody else? You've got a limited amount of time because I'm taking the delay into account. But
Nyla Rose.
Nyla. Why don't we go, unless something amazing comes up, why don't we go with Nevaeh because she's already been a suggestion. So, suggested twice, let's go with that. No one suggested Haku yet. Shame on you all. So, Nevaeh versus Maxi Impaler. Death by Blackman rules in the cage. What are the rules of Death by Blackman? Unspecified is what they are.
Here we go. With our Super Meat Boy music for this one.
Well, to be fair, it looks like dethroning Maxi Impaler will be a near impossible challenge, so thematically, I feel that it works. Look, Nevaeh giving as good as she's got. Oh, snapmare takedown. To no avail. Oh, elbow to the back of the head. Nasty. Could provide a concussive injury, and it will hamper your ability and your coordination.
Now, I did a cool thing related to Super Meat Boy once.
What did you do?
So Joe Hendry was streaming it,
Right.
and you know what Joe's like. If
I do.
he's very determined. He if he think he's not
He's
good
not
at
one for giving
accepting
up.
defeat.
Yes.
So
Perseverance is his middle name.
yeah.
If his
So
parents had the foresight to do that.
I showed him how to unlock the secret levels where you unlock the kid. Which if anyone out there has not played Super Meat Boy, or even if you have, the levels to unlock the kid are probably the hardest ones in the game. They're up there anyway.
Yeah. I assume he played for a week straight at that point.
He did, because it came up near the end of his stream anyway, but he was determined. To be fair to him, he figured out the trick of it pretty early.
Right.
But
Okay.
it's like, as you know, with that anything in that game, it's all about like timing and getting things right.
Yeah,
But-
you got to get your execution spot on.
But he had the trick of it like down pretty quick. It was just executing it that was the difficult part.
I see. How late did he have to stay up to do it?
Well, I can't remember what time this was. I just remember him getting hell of frustrated.
You're right, that was mean, but also hilarious. So I'm living for it.
Yeah.
So we're in round 2. So round 2 is of course where Max Impaler beat the reigning at the time champion Bobby Roberts. So we'll see. Is this going to be the crucial round as it has been in previous fights, or is this going to go on?
Also,
Stay tuned to find out.
chat, if you ever see Joe Hendry streaming, go in there and tell him I said, "Hello, Joe!"
I will do. It's been a while since I've watched the streams, or anyone's streams, because I've been watching nothing but Titan games, frankly.
Oh,
And
no.
the new series of Queer Eye, obviously, as well, because it's the kind of wholesome content we need in these troubled times.
That's just kind of become a thing now.
Or
Because-
just wholesome content.
oh, the Hello Joe thing.
I see.
It came about because a few years ago, like shortly after him and Sophie got together, me and Joanna were at a Discovery show with Sophie,
Yes.
and it was during the show that I actually learned that they were now a couple.
There you go.
At the end, she was obviously waiting around for Joe because she was going back to his, and we had to head off for, I can't remember why, but I was like, so we can't stick around, but tell Joe I said, "Hello, Joe," and it's just kind of stuck now.
I see.
There we go. Max with the win again.
Max with the win again. So I reckon we maybe have time for one more challenger for Max, and then she'll be forced, or perhaps just really want, to fight the bear. To pronounce his name properly. So, any other suggestions for Maxi Impaler before she fights El Bearo? I don't know what the Spanish is for a bear. You know, El, big, fluffy, killer bastard.
I don't know why I was nodding there, but you can't see me, but
So, let's wait a little while, see if we get any other suggestions. If not, we'll look back through the chat and see who else we could.
I don't know who
Walter?
else it is.
Do we have him? Get Chun-Li in there.
We could have Chun-Li versus...
Or also, rather.
Okay,
if we
is
could-
everyone good with Chun-Li versus Max Impaler?
Also as a female, but oh, I see. Right. Now that makes more sense.
Ah.
Context is a wonderful thing. People seem happy with Chun-Li versus a bear. I could go for Chun-Li versus a bear, I'm not going to lie. I mean, or Chun-Li versus Max. I'm making a big assumption that Chun-Li is going to win. But then again, you know, I grew up with Chun-Li.
Yeah, I've also got
essentially.
Tifa from Final Fantasy VII in there.
You know what, I'm going to go with Chun-Li. Street Fighter 2 was a bigger game for me than Final Fantasy VII ever was. Blasphemous maybe, but I remember when I was young enough to remember, well, old enough rather, when Street Fighter 2 actually came out, let alone made it over to
Oh,
the
same.
SNES, and it was the biggest thing.
Oh god. Aye.
Just biggest game on the planet.
Oh, easily.
So exciting.
And like,
And, you know, exciting when Mega Drive owners got it as well. Although, actually, the first version of Street Fighter 2 I ever had in the house was the MS-DOS PC version. Famous for being fucking terrible. It's not right, it's broken, it's rubbish. But at the time, I didn't care. I was a kid and I had Street Fighter 2.
yeah, it is literally just, it's the default Street Fighter 2, so I've not even got like Kami or that in there.
Yeah, or any of the bosses. Just
Oh, I've got the
straight up.
bosses, but they're...
Oh, so you've got like,
they're
Turbo.
They're like separate stable though. Like,
Okay, I see.
like literally just called bosses.
I actually also have the Amiga version of Street Fighter 2.
Oh, okay.
The one where you have to swap discs in between fights. It too is woeful. It's just not right.
The one that I had was really bad for that was one I had on the Commodore 64, which I actually got with the thing.
I never played that. I remember seeing it in
It
John
wasn't
Menzies
that.
once.
No, it was a different game, but it was a similar issue.
Hmm.
It was the Nightbreed game.
For the 64 or for the Amiga?
64.
Alright, so I don't ever saw the Amiga version of Nightbreed, which was kind of iconic in its own way.
It was a different game though.
Yeah.
The 64 one was like a scrolling beat 'em up kind of thing. But like in between areas, you had to go to a different because it was one of the old cassette ones. And you had to go to like a different part of the cassette, which could mean interminable loading things.
Oh god, yeah.
And yes, Chainsaw, I did say Nightbreed. Also, very much beloved film for me.
Yeah. I remember when I got my Commodore 64, or re-got it rather, having to explain the appeal to the Wonderful Jail of Dark. And there's me, she's like, why is it so good? I'm like, oh, it's great, it's great. Well, what? You hook up to the TV, right? And you hook up your tape deck and your floppy drive, because I got the pimp version, you know? And she's like, okay, then what? Like, well, you put in a tape and you rewind it. Yeah. Well, then you type run and then you hit play. Okay. And then you go make a sandwich. Right. And then maybe some soup. And when you come back, your game might have loaded. Might. It's not a guarantee. There's tension involved. You kids today don't know you're born. Oh god, no, I saw my friends all had Amigas when I was younger. I was the only guy with a Master System, and Nightbreed was I don't know what genre you described the Amiga Nightbreed game as. Not exactly a point and click, but not far off it.
Yeah, it was like almost like those interactive movie kind of ones you used to get for the Sega CD and stuff.
I love those. I know they're terrible, but I absolutely love interactive movies. I love FMV games.
It was like a very basic version of one of those. Chun-Li would win.
Well, I guess we're going to end on Chun-Li versus a bear. Which, you know what? There are worse ways you could end a stream. Chun-Li versus a bear.
But the question I pose to the chat is, which bear? Because I've got 4.
Oh, okay. Let's have a look at our bears.
So we have a giant bear.
Okay.
The original classic one.
Yeah.
We have
bear classic.
A big ass panda bear.
Oh, so we're getting to our kind of Tekken 3 kind of headcanon there. Okay. I do like pandas.
We have Paul R. Bear.
Paul R. Bear. Okay.
And we have 2 sport athlete hockey playing bear. Wayne Gritzley.
Wayne Gritzley, just for the pun alone, let alone the hockey jersey.
And
Wayne
we'll
Gritzley
give him the
vote.
Canada gear as well.
Yay!
He's going up against. Oh, quicker if I do it this way. He's going up
Chun-Li.
against Chun-Li. I do love my puns.
Yeah.
And daft names.
Wayne Gritzley and Senior Official are 2 of my favourite things now. It's damn true.
We'll get another pun in there. We'll pick a different ref. We're going to go with Judgmental.
Nice.
And we're going to go Killer Instinct music.
Nice. Okay, I can go with that.
Yeah, like
I'd say a wee reminder before we get into the match, if you haven't donated to Brent's charity thing, please do while we're still online.
I mean, I think the page is up for a wee while yet because it's part of a campaign that Capability Scotland themselves are doing. But if you are able to, please do.
Do it now. Yeah. Okay, so far an even matchup between Wayne Gritsley and Shaun Lee. Oh, Wayne Gritsley going for the leg submission. You know what? Makes a lot of sense when you're facing someone whose kicks are as killer as Chun Li. Some sound strategy there, I feel.
I mean, there's Fit Thighs save lives, and then there's Chun Li.
And that's more like Thick Thighs Conquer the World at this point. I'm sure there is a very niche movie about that let's never think of again. That could go to some weird places, and you know, diving headbutt by Wayne Gritsley. I thought those kind of things would be banned in the era of concussion awareness, and I don't think that's particularly a bad thing. Seeing as the last time I concussed myself was just before lockdown when I was getting snowboarding lessons.
One of the things I really want to do, or hope someone else does, because I'll probably be terrible at it, is when the Moves Craft DLC comes out.
Yeah. Which
is going to be free, by the way.
Very cool.
I hope that someone makes the spinning bird kick.
Yes. That would be very cool. I would like to see that. Or possibly, you know the move she's got where she jumps and just sort of stamps in the head. If someone could maybe springboard off the ropes and hit that would be very cool. An aeroplane spin by Wayne Gritsley there.
Well, in these fights we call it a bearoplane spin, but...
A bearoplane spin, yes. Just, yes.
The, what's I going to say? My brain's went.
Well, I mean, lockdown is doing that to a lot of people right now, so I don't think there can be any judgment. What?
Oh yeah, one of the moves actually in the game is a muscle buster, but it's the Kinnikuman version where he like springs into the air.
All right. That could be mean. That could hurt. The bear with headbutts on the ground, absolutely brutal. But what else would you expect from a motherfucking bear?
And
running tackle.
Chainsaw, the Chun-Li head is from Parts Craft. Or at least the buns in the hair and that are.
Yeah.
And
but it worked. It's accurate to the character, I have to say. There's little details that people miss.
So far, the only Street Fighter 2 characters that people have actually done parts for are her, Zangief, and Ryu.
Makes sense. I tend to choose Ken when I'm playing the Street Fighter games. Not gonna lie, it's the only character I'm really familiar enough with, which I know is basic bitch as it gets. But well, I'm frankly too old to change at this point, and also not very good at Street Fighter.
One of the things I really hope gets put in as well, like with the moves craft. Like I don't know how they'd implement it, but like the mid-air backbreaker that Gail does.
Oh yeah, we could have that. That slaps to the side of the head, brutal. Mid-air backbreaker would be very good. Here we go, another bear-plane spin. That's 2 for 2 in terms of how many rounds.
Although I love them with just silly names as well.
Oh yes,
the claw for the win.
And the claw for the win. Well, there we go.
And I don't know why it's playing that music, because that is absolutely not the Bears' music.
But it's a tune anyway, so why don't we just go with it? So, there we go. Chun-Li is still... Do we count this as a title, or is the bear...
It's like an unofficial title. It's like King of the Ring.
Yeah. So, Chun-Li is still a reigning Death by Blackman champion, but the bear still reigns over, almost like John Wick.
Because we always have to finish
table.
with it.
Yeah, so the bear's like the high table and everyone else serves under the table. So Chun-Li is Death by Blackman champion under the bear table. There we go. That's canon. But also at match evaluation 100%.
I mean, they did kind of knock lumps at each other.
They did. That was brutal. That was a straight up knockdown fight. But I think that's... Yeah, I was going to say that's 5 past 10. It's probably the best time to end on, because how are you going to beat Chun-Li versus the bear?
You're not. And we're going to raid friend of the channel, Psych Tyson.
Oh,
Who-
man, yay!
He's play. I know you both yourself and Jill. I know him.
I work in the same building as him now. Well, not right now, but before the pandemic.
And he is playing a very, very good game, Yakuza Kiwami.
Ah, I've never got into the Yakuza games.
Oh,
but
you'd love them.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things.
It's
just almost intimidating in terms of so many of them. I'm like, Christ, where do you start?
I would start with Zero.
Okay, because I don't want to. I can't be arsed going up the loft to get my PS2 again.
It's like because Zero is basically a prequel.
Okay.
But that was how they started doing like the remasters of the older ones.
Right.
So there's there's bits in it that like make sense, like or have a bit of extra meaning if you played the other ones.
Right, like extra context.
But
like
you don't need to have played the other ones. And
Cool.
because of that, now the remastered ones that they've been bringing out have references to Yakuza 0 in them.
Okay.
That and it's genuinely like a fantastic game. Until it came out on Steam, I genuinely said it was like the best PS4 exclusive game there was.
I think it's part of Xbox Game Pass actually. I think
Oh
I
yes,
saw
they
it
started
earlier.
bringing it in that, haven't they? Yakuza 0 is like, and anyone in the chat who's played it as well will tell you it's like a genuinely amazing game.
Well, that'll be next on my list because today I was kind of going, I want to play something and I've got no idea what to play. Like I just got through Resident Evil 7 at the weekend, so
See, I've mostly
Which
been
was
doing shit on this. There's other stuff I keep meaning to get round to, but
I can recommend Resident 7. It's superb.
so where can people find you on the internet?
On the internet, you can find me on Twitter, if we use my former wrestling now, Production 1, at Shoot Club Film. You can also find me on Facebook at, and I'll have to check this because it's been so
It's
long
still under
since
Shaun Walker, but I don't know what the
I
address
think it is. It is still under Shaun Walker. It wouldn't let me change the name, the sons of bitches. But weirdly, the address actually says Shooters Club Film, so facebook.com/Shooters Club Film, but it won't let me change the display name.
Right.
And at this point, I can't be bothered changing page and setting it all up again. That just sounds like an endless hell. And I don't want to give Facebook that much effort because they're probably racist. So, there's that. But yeah, that's where I can be found. And I've also got my personal Twitter, which is just at L_Pinata.
Where,
Don't ask why, I was drunk.
and that's like more talk about games and shit, so
Games in general bollocks.
yeah.
Yeah, it's non-wrestling, it's more just it's my Twitter, so it is.
I've mistimed, so we're going to need to boost. Thanks everyone, bye for now.
Bye everyone, bye bye.
I do that every time, like, because when you set up for a raid, there's like a